Desire inside of Betty Go Lightly and 2 lengths Lavura. Next then getting through from the back row, Toka Hoka from On the Town, Zach's Patrol. Moondine Joe, Belmont Fire, and only 3 lengths to Stan's Day, who's last. Boomgate leads. Margin is a neck on New Deal, just working up outside the leader and making the leader work a bit too. And Boomgate's going to give the lead away by the looks of it. The lead time 24.8. Madison Hill back to third, and she's got it parked up fourth. Lilac Desire is about to go 4 deep on the pegs when New Deal crosses down right now. And then Betty Go Lightly and Toka Hoka with that change up front's going to take off and bring on the town forward. Belmont Fire's over next to the inside from Lavura. And then Moondine Joe, Stan's Day and Zach's Patrol is last. Opening quarter 31 seconds. And it's New Deal and Colin DeFilippi. Out by a length and a half on Toka Hoka to the chair. And Boomgate the leader's back. 3 widers on the town to fourth and 3 back along the inside Madison Hill. Next is She's Got It from Betty Go Lightly. Lilac Desire 4 back on the markers and a length and a half away. Next is Belmont Fire, covered by Lavura. Moondine Joe follows that pacer around Stan's Day and Zach's Patrol is last. The leader is New Deal with around 700 metres to go. He leads out by a length. On the town, second favourite Breezing, Boomgate favourite trailing. A length and a half away, fourth Toka Hoka. 3 back the inside. Madison Hill as She's Got It starts a run and Lavura 4 wide loops the field. Moondine Joe follows it forward. And then came Betty Go Lightly, Smoke and Chick stablemate Lilac Desire held up the middle. And next then is Belmont Fire from Zach's Patrol and Stan's Day. Second quarter 32, 63 for the half. New Deal leads ahead on the town. 3 wide Lavura now. Boomgate's Phoenicum bolting in the trail, just waiting for the stunning Cullen at Pine Leaf Farm passing lane. And then Toka Hoka and She's Got It. Third quarter's in 31.1. New Deal gone. Lavura swept on the lead with On the Town. Boomgate's deep on the stunning Cullen lane now. Lavura's in front. Boomgate winding up along the inside. He's coming too fast. Then On the Town and Toka Hoka and Boomgate. Travelled like the winner and he won. Beat Lavura, On the Town and Toka Hoka. Next in Madison Hill. Then came Lilac Desire. Next in is She's Got It. And further back in the race, Zach's Patrol. And then Belmont Fire and Betty Go Lightly and Moondine Joe with Stan's Day just up ahead of them. 1:12 and 6. And the last quarter is in 27.2. Last mile 2:1.3. You could have put a year's wages on at the turn the way he was travelling. 150 into dollar. John Dunn and Robert Dunn combined. Super effort. Lavura 4 wide down the back, number 12 at $2.50. And On the Town, number 6 at $1.30. He'll run third. So the favourite gets in 1:12 and 6. Toka Hoka, number 14. All round out the top 4. The winner is by carriage under fire out of Kelly's Eye. A 5-year-old bay gelding, John Dunn and Robert Dunn from Woodend Beach for G. Jennings and Mrs. R.E. Jennings. 12 Lavura by Liv Aldard of Zatura. A 3-year-old bay gelding, Blair Orange and Ken Barron from West Melton. And 6 On the Town by Better's Delight out of Fun on the Run. A 3-year-old brown filly, Dexter Dunn and Crandall Getty from West Melton. No dividends up as yet, but Boomgate makes it now 2 from his last 3. Just took a little while to wind up. The others with momentum when that passing lane run came. The stunning Cullen Lane, and when he wound up way too fast. Avon City Ford, New Mondeo range at 6.25. Scratch 6.14.16 in his mark.
Boomgate. Second, 12 Lavura. And third, 6 On the Town. Fourth has gone to 13 Toka Hoka. From 10 Madison Hill and 3 She's Got It. 1:12.6, 13:10.3. The margins 1 1/4 lengths, half a neck, 3/4 of a length. The winner's time was 2:26.1, a mile rate of 2 minutes, 0.5. The last 857.9, last 427 seconds.
Our favourite's been too good there in the first leg of the quaddy. Number 1, Boomgate. John Dunn doing the driving for Robert Dunn. Win for it. Start number 19 today. 1:12.6.13 there in race 2. They're about to box them for the second at the Garden. 7 Sky Magic, the $2.40 favourite. Phil Roberts has it on top. He's gone 7 to beat. With the 5 scratch, he's gone 7 to beat. 2 and 4 here in race number 2. Let's join him on track.
Sky Magic, the favourite, go up. Els Belmondo Rock, Magic Man and Rambo Rock in box 2. On the outside, Els Bell is the last one locked away. And there goes the green light. This is race 2 from the Gardens, 400 metres. All set, ready. Racing, Rambo Rock began nicely, is hunting up in search of the lead, coming across Magic Man and Els Bell also showing speed. Sky Magic to third, followed by Abdullah Dixie. Next one was Cimarron Rebel, shuffled well back, then came Mondo Rock, as is Rambo Rock. Off the back on top, Els Bell. Sky Magic now moves up on its outside, 3 away Magic Man, Abdullah Dixie. Favourite ran to the lead on the home bend, Sky Magic starting to run clear. Sky Magic too good for Abdullah Dixie, Els Bell ran third. Fourth, possibly Cimarron Rebel or just in front of Magic Man, not much in it. Further back was Rambo Rock and Mondo Rock was at the tail. Sky Magic 240, 140. Abdullah Dixie 160. Els Bell 210. 7, 9 and 8 the numbers should be. A sub 23 second run.
Favourite too good there, number 7, Sky Magic. The dog by Cosmic Rumble out of Mickey Lee. Ahead of 9, Abdullah Dixie and 8, Els Bell. 7, 9, 8 there in race number 2 at the Gardens. That confirmed result won't be too far away. 3 making up the first 4 numbers. First, we've got the result from the previous there at Addington. It was taken up by the favourite, number 1, Boomgate, $1.50 and money back. Number 12, Lavura, $2.50 and 6 on the town, $1.30. Quinella won with 12, pays $12.70. The trifecta, 1, 12, 6, $29.60. And the first 4, 1, 12, 6 and 13 pays $403. So that was the second there at New Zealand Metro Harness. Up next, we've got race number 2 at Ipswich, betting code 23, and that's my lot here on TAB Trackside 1. After the break, you're going to be joined by Ryan Bradley for the rest of the night.
Hey, did you get our bet on?
Done. First try scorer.
Make the Aussies pay with 480 grand to win from 22 Aussie Greyhound and Thoroughbred terminating turbo quaddies all throughout April. And there's always a winner. TAB, are you in?
Race number 2 coming in from Ipswich. That's our next port of call here on TAB Trackside 1 with 3 minutes out. No Gun at $3.50 and $1.30 is the current favourite, number 1, No Gun. Now, just under 3 minutes out from the second here at Ipswich. Ryan Bradley now has scooted into the chair, relieving Elizabeth Whelan, doing a fine job this afternoon. Wanganui coming up, race number 5, first leg of a double. And that's time to go at 6:15. Next one we take from the Met goes at 6:25 and a 25k pick, 6 up for grabs at the Met. Starts race number 4, the Avon City Ford New Territory Range Mobile Trot for 2-year-olds. 1950 metres, pick 6 kicks off at 5 to 7 punters. And we take all 9 from Addington, pick 6 on race 4. Craig Thompson's also getting in position for this evening's meeting at Alexandra Park for the Franklin Harness Racing Club. Race number 1 coming in there at 6:35, so just half an hour away from the park. 7, 9, 8 and 3, Sky Magic 230, 110, beat Abdullah Dixie 140 and Els Bell 390. 7 and 9 pays $10.10. 7, 9, 8, 87.60. 7, 9, 8 and 3, $470.50. That's all confirmed and paying from race number 2. Right, let's close in on Ipswich here. We're 90 seconds out from a start in the second. No Gun. Well, look, this greyhound has had 38 starts and hasn't won. Now, it's a favourite here at 320 and 180. I couldn't back it as a favourite when it's 38 without winning. However, it's had 13 minor placings, and they've all come here at Ipswich. So you'd expect the breakthrough win to come here. Will it be tonight at start 39? We'll have to wait and see. Really speaks volumes for the rest of these, given that we've got a $2.50 favourite, a maiden from 38 starts. Look, not for me. I think that the 7 makes a little bit more appeal here, and that's Yowie Hunter. 5 goes.
King David goes for a gallop there in the first 150. Cyclone Chief now to second. Royal Willie starts to progress forward as they work the showgrounds turn, and after an early gallop, King David's out the back. 1,400 metres left to go. The run off the gate in 6.7, and Gershwin leads. There's a son of Muscles Yankee out of Allegro Agitato. The stablemate Royal Willie looking to drop down into the trail. The Majestic Sun Colt out of Miss Whiplash and makes that move stick now. They're followed by Cyclone Chief, the Prez Gelding out of Cyclone Danny. And after the early mistake, King David back at the end, the Majestic Sun Gelding out of Fidecia. So at the judge with the circuit to go, 31 and 2 was the opening quarter. And this impressive looking son of Muscles Yankee in front, Gershwin his name, in the hands of the Iceman Tony Hurley. Stables corner their one and only time, a length and a half over Royal Willie. The Magic Man Morris McKendry on the back of the Iceman as they head out to the 800 metres, 32 and 7 the second quarter. They're followed by Cyclone Chief and Todd McFarlane. And 5 lengths, King David and Sean McCaffrey back last. So through the back they go, and Gershwin down to the 600 metres. Leads Royal Willie. Cyclone Chief comes away from 3 back on the markers to inch up on the outside, sitting out parked, and 3 lengths, King David last. Off the back they come, 500 left to go. Franklin Park Training Centre Mobile trotting on tote, and Gershwin really starts to put the acid on them now. 30.7 the quarter down the back. Leads by 3/4. Cyclone Chief up on the outside. Royal Willie will wait for the passing lane. And King David back last. They come for home. Gershwin a length. Up on the outside, Cyclone Chief and Royal Willie now on the passing lane. 150 out, Gershwin. Royal Willie, the stablemate, closes in. Cyclone Chief down the outside. Gershwin, Royal Willie closes the margin down late, but the post will come up in time for Gershwin. Gershwin too good to 10.6 the time over Royal Willie. Cyclone Chief for third. And King David to be the last, the final quarter, in 29.1. Gershwin to get the non-tote. Beaten a nose when last presented down at Cambridge, and track record time down there and behind High Gates, raced by Mrs. V. Lauren, MJ Lauren and I.H. Mackay, was bred by the Laurens, a Muscles Yankee Allegro Agitato colt. Sean McCaffrey trained at Cambridge, and Tony Hurley doing the driving.
Official placings in the non-tote Franklin Park Training Centre Mobile Trot. 3, 4, 2, 1. 3, 4, 2, 1. Horse 3, Gershwin, trotted the 1700 metres from a mobile, and 210.70. A mile 8 of 23.7. Last 859.8 and the 429.1. The margins the margins are half length, 1 length, 25 lengths. 3, 4, 2 and 1 in the Franklin Park Training Centre Mobile Trot.
3 Gershwin back at the head of the field. Muscles Yankee Allegro Agitato, 2-year-old Bay Colt, raced by Mrs. V, along with MJ Lauren and IH Mackay. Sean McCaffrey trained at Cambridge, and Tony Hurley back into the victory circle after the non-tote. Franklin Park Training Centre Mobile Trot. 4 Royal Willie for second. Majestic Sun, Miss Whiplash, black 2-year-old colt, raced by AJ and Mrs. P.R.A. Parker. ER and Mrs. K.M. Davison, CS and Mrs. A.M. Hunter. Sean McCaffrey trained at Cambridge. Morris McKendry. And 2 Cyclone Chief. 2-year-old Bay Gelding by the Prez out of Cyclone Danny, raced by A.S. Lowe, T.A. McFarlane. J. Lau, V. Ho, and the Double Fold Syndicate. Todd McFarlane, the trainer-driver out of Pukekohe. That's the non-tote event tonight. Tote action starts in around 25 minutes with the running of the Franklin Park Kids Carts Cup Night Mobile Pace, 2,200 metres. Doubles on the program tonight start on races 1, 3, 5 and 7. The trebles on 2 and 6. The quaddies 1 and 5. And place 6 tonight will start on race 3.
It's a little bit of a tough race to jump into the chair, race 5.
That's a fact, Ryan Bradley. Good evening to you. Good to have you on board, but it is. You're not wrong there. I've gone 2, 4, 6 and 9, but without any great conviction, so I am playing unders. As you say, though, got the 9 and the 10 running for you, and I think the 9's a chance, although I put it in 4th. And Runs for Gas is always a place chance, so can easily get on the dais. Runs for Gas doesn't win too often, but places a lot. In fact, running second is its forte. 18 seconds and 42 starts with 4 wins and 4 thirds. The 2-dog Homebush Olive, I liked the handier draw for her tonight. She has been having trouble from wide draws of late. I think she'll be in the race here from the hop Homebush Olive. As I say, I wouldn't be mortgaging the house on this, but there you go. Got to come up with something. The 4 Crystal Wave is a loose tote favourite at the moment. Now, he downgrades. He's a 4-year-old. He's had plenty of racing. This is start 125, but he's actually been racing fairly well. Now, it only takes 3 misses to downgrade, and 2 of those misses in Class 4 have been 4ths. He's not the quickest off the lids, but once he punches into the race, he can be a potent force. And he won here not so long ago, a Class 2 in reasonable time, and he won a Class 3 at Palmy 5 starts back, so Crystal Wave certainly a threat back in this grade. 6 Empty Bank interests me. I'll certainly be taking notes on her. She hasn't actually won a race since July. She's got a bit of ability, but she's not quick off the lids, so she has to work into the race, and obviously that can cause a few problems for her. She comes in fresh tonight. She's up a wee bit in weight, 0.8. It's not going to be an issue for her, but I think she'd improve with the run. But I'll be taking notes, as I say, and I think she could get some of it, but she does need luck. There is Runs for Gas in the pink rug over on the outside, and if you're taking overs here, could rely usually on Runs for Gas being thereabouts, at least the placings anyway. So Corborn Arrow comes into the race and is on the fresh side too, down 0.9 of a kilo. This is the lightest she's been. Now was formerly trained in the south there, and Matt Roberts now has the dog, so be interesting to see what Corborn Arrow does first up on this track. Its last win at Addington in Class 3 company was on New Year's Day. There's Just You Wait. I think he's on the verge of a downgrade now. He was a Class 2 winner in easy, very easy field, box 1, 3 back. I think he probably needs to fall out of this grade to pick up another win. Just You Wait. Big Fat Gypsy off the inside comes in fresh as well. So a few fresh runners. And downgraded from Class 4, had 1 run back in Class 3, finished 4th here on the track. Off the inside, the only box 1 miss was a 457 metre race at Palmerston North, so I don't think we can read a heck of a lot into that. And Big Fat Gypsy, be no surprise to see her run a race, and that of course would help unders. Now I haven't included Big Fat Gypsy, and I'm not suggesting you back them all, but it's one of those fields where you can make a case for a few, and it's not up to me to tell you who to back anyway. I'm just throwing you some notes, and you go for your life. 390 Crystal Wave is the favourite to the traps. The Rock 95.2 FM Class 3, 305 metres. Big Fat Gypsy goes forward in 1. Box 3 for Corborn Arrow, green and white rug. 5 for Tongariro, red, white and blue. And out in box 7 is Just You Wait. Second line, Homebush Olive, Crystal Wave, Empty Bank runs for gas. Crystal Wave, 470 favourite the tote. That is an open market. Door closes behind Homebush Olive and we're ready. Buddy to the traps, about set to break. Racing Big Fat Gypsy came out well, and so did Homebush Olive, and Just You Wait going forward. Corborn Arrow trying to squeeze between runners, and also there too would have been Crystal Wave. Very tight round that first being Crystal Wave's been checked badly. Homebush Olive's gone well clear here. Empty Bank getting up on the heels, checking Just You Wait. This is a rough race. Further back in the race, Big Fat Gypsy shuffled with runs for gas. Homebush Olive wins easily. Second to go by was Corborn Arrow. Tongariro got to third, then runs for gas. Big Fat Gypsy, Empty Bank, Just You Wait. They climbed all over the top of each other across the top, and Crystal Wave was badly checked when running into the race. Hard to describe that much action in 17 seconds. I didn't do too much of a good job of it at all, but however, things we're going to give here at the first bend you could see. Now that was the first trouble there as the four went back. Now just watch here when this hard to know exactly what happened there. You'd have to slow mo it, but anyway, the 6, the 7 and the 4 were all in serious trouble again. Homebush Olive got left a mile in front and wins. Corborn Arrow to second. Not sure I called Tongariro at all in the race. It was midfield and has ended up bullocking through for third ahead of runs for gas. Let's have a look at them here with Homebush Olive pushing past Big Fat Gypsy. Corborn Arrow in the fight. Now the 7 comes across on the 4. Things get tight in there. Crystal Wave loses his back legs, gets a bump from Tongariro going past, and this will probably freeze before the trouble. Yes, it does, but Empty Bank ends up getting on the heels of Just You Wait. Crystal Wave cops it again, and they scatter. Anyway, 17.71 is the winning time. 5 3/4 lengths is a flattering winning margin. 1 1/4, 3 1/4. And the sectionals are coming. Ryan 6.98 is the lead up, and 10.73. Bet you work that out in your head. Is the run home. We look forward to race number 6 on the card at 6:45.
Cheers, Rosso. It was a bit rough, and the 2 really benefited from that, and that was Homebush Olive, and overs was certainly the way to go there if you took that sum of rugs. Right, let's head to Alexandra Park and set the scene for what is going to be a good night's racing at the park, but by the looks of it, a very wet one. Overcast with fresh westerlies, but it's certainly raining. It's bucketing down. 23 the high, 16 the low. A fast track is getting a good dousing at the moment. Let's race through the scratchings. 1 and 8 come out of the first, the Kids Karts Cup night. They will start the second, take out 1 Vinegaran, 4 Collector Holiday and 5 Fleetwood Mark out of the third. In race number 4, they all go. Race 5 take out 7 Ideal World, 11 Sabrage and 12 Barabbas. They all start in race number 6. And just the 8 tonight from the park. They all start the 7th. And Scary McCleary and Little Miss Zigzag, the 1 and the 2, come out of the last. Racing on meeting code 5. And this race is in tandem, of course, with the Met, which is already underway. 25k pick 6 tonight is at the Met. So the pick 6 at the Met tonight, and Alexandra Park is our other meeting to chime in with the Whanganui Greyhounds. Right, see if we can link in with our man on course. It's raining cats and dogs there at the moment at Alexandra Park, and it's Craig the Whale Thompson, and I think Craig is with us. I think he can hear me. There he is. Evening, Craig. It looks like it's teeming down there on Spanners and Pipes meeting night. Good evening.
Yeah, very good evening to you, Ryan. I can tell you it has been raining for the last 10 minutes, and you're quite correct. It is cats and dogs here at Alexandra Park tonight. So the wet weather gear will be on, bud guards will be on, I'm sure. We've just had the non-tote for the 2-year-old trotters taken out by Gershwin. Ryan, lovely type, trained by Sean McCaffrey. Quinella that. Of course, this one out of Allegro Agitado, so will work its way towards the Jewels. Narrowly beaten by Highgate last start in the non-tote. Gershwin, and took out the non-tote here at Alexandra Park tonight. Looking forward to the coverage. Only 8 races here at Franklin. We've got a lot of interest, a lot of horses that are trying to work more dollars heading towards the Jewels, the likes of Better Spirits, Lusty Mac from Mike Burgess stable, and a couple of others later in the program. I'll mention them as we get to those races. 2 large investments earlier on in the night, Ryan. Art Form, my best bet of the night, race number 5, trained by Stephen Reed. $3,000 bet, 3 $1,000 bets on the Son of Art Major. Made him the bet of the week on the box set on Wednesday night, and he's opened at $2.40 this morning into $1.60. Best back runner here at the park tonight, race 5, number 10, Art Form. The other one that they've specced quite considerably is Cyclone Kate to beat Lusty Mac in the earlier race here tonight, race number 3. That's our scene set at Alexandra Park. The Drivers' Challenge, favourite way here, Tony Hurley, $3.60. They've taken $1,000 on him earlier on in the day.
Thanks, Craig. We will get back to you shortly for race number 1. Let's hope that rain subsides for the remainder of the evening. Let's go back to the Met. Certainly not as wet there, but it's going to get chilly tonight down in Christchurch. We're up to race number 3, the Avon City Ford New Mondeo Range Mobile Pace. Yeah, not bad, those Mondeos either. Wouldn't mind one of those. Now, Classy Lee has come up a favourite here, $2.30. Hasn't had a trial or a workout since August last year, but the money's on, and that would suggest that it might just be a good thing. $2.60 and $2.30 currently on the tote. Nigel McGrath, the trainer-driver. Other chances here. Espresso Martini, the 7, $4.50 and $1.80. Beautiful drink, that, Espresso Martini. Blue Orange for Mark Jones. Now, another one that hasn't raced for a wee while, but has had a couple of trials to prepare and did win the most recent at Ashburton. Looking down this market, Matty Groves has had 2 runs back this prep for a couple of thirds. Ricky May for Brendan Hill. That third 2 back at the Met did a bit of work too and just stuck on a little bit. If it gets a cosier run with a bit of luck, Matty Groves, the 9, could be in this. There's the result from Whanganui. 2, 9, 10 and 8. Homebush Olive beat Corborn Arrow and Tongariro. $4.80, $1.80, $2, $2.70. 2 and 9, $12. 2, 9 and 10, $206.90. 2, 9, 10 and 8, $2,110.30. The quaddie, 8, 1, 1 and 2, $160. Up to race number 3 at the Met, 2 minutes out. Very good evening, Mark McNamara. It's been an interesting 24 hours, highs and lows. The high of your horse getting up last night, and then one of the great Australians, Richie Beno, passing away today. Good evening.
You go, Ryan, and welcome along for races 3 through to 9. Sad news about Richie, icon of television cricket commentary, and of course, wonderful cricketer in his time, but remembered certainly for his commentary, and the world lost a truly great television icon in the last 24 hours, and the cricket won't quite be the same again, but I'm sure the Richie impersonations will continue forevermore, just as a mark of respect that the man was. So, yep, Richie unfortunately left the world last night. Richie Beno. I think number 2, in fairness to Richie, at 2.30 and 2.20 will be hard to beat here, Classy Lee, and a big thanks to Tony Barron, Ray Reiki and the team. Heretic Franco winning last night. Done a great job with it, placed it beautifully. Don't know where we head from here being a C3, but we'll leave that up to Tone. And as you said, the highs to start the night at Forbury last night, and great win. Third race here, Classy Lee hasn't raced or trialled or worked out since August. It was very good at the trials and workouts though. Nigel's been patient with it. Mark Purton actually drove it in the trial where it qualified at Rangiora and won by 10 or 12 lengths, and it beat Liz Lord. 2 Classy Lee, impossible not to have it. 13 Toot Toot, good on debut. After galloping way off the stand on that waterlogged Methven track, Mobile will help it, but barrier draw is ordinary. Bobby Butt with the drive for Phil Burrows. 11 Corroboree, a first starter for Gavin Smith. This one beat Living Legend at the trials, and the 9 Matty Groves. Thirds to Ancient Moonlight and Chevron's Champion is not bad form, but the draw is not good. Whistle's gone. Third race. Matty Groves about to lead them up. Don Pierre having its first starter.
Righty-o, Rick.
And it's a Deirdre Don 3-year-old, so it's bred to trot. I'm sure if it could trot, Fred would have it as a trotter. He doesn't mind a square gator. His team's low flying at the moment. And Jared O'Reilly partners Don Pierre here. Espresso Martini resumes for the Met 8. Millwood Larnack, very good second here 3 starts ago. Just hasn't quite been able to recapture that. Hunter Bromack, Paul's Verdict, Classy Lee and Lady Warhol. Gavin Smith with 2 in. John Dunn wears the white cap on Lady Warhol. And it's a maroon cap on number 11 Corroboree. Third of the night. Avon City Ford, New Mondeo range. They're open right across the weekend at the Sockburn roundabout or Avon City Ford. And they're around 150 metres off the start. Open 280 this morning, Class E Lee into 190. Tote price is 220. So the money's come for the two here. We'll use the buzzwords. The market mover. Ready. Green light. They're racing. Lady Warhol walked out from the inside. Hunter Bromack and Classy Lee first two to go. And McGrath's going to keep the lead with the favourite. Paul's Verdict dropped in to be third from Espresso Martini and 3 wide Don Pierre. Millwood Larnick went down to the pegs and a length and a half to Matty Groves around Glitzy Gal. 2 to Toot Toot. 2 lengths to Gunpowder around Lady Warhol and 2 lengths to Alonzo Amir. 6 lengths to Corroboree, who went roughly just after the start and is about to tack back onto the field. The leader is Classy Lee and the margin's a length and the lead time's 24.9. That's the slowest of the 3 races tonight. Parked up second, Don Pierre, and Paul's Verdict is trailing the speed, which is not fast. Hunter Bromack is fourth and Millwood Larnick 3 back the inside. Next is Espresso Martini from Glitzy Gal next to the pegs. Matty Groves is next from Toot Toot. 3 wide Corroboree managed to flush Toot Toot out for a trail forward. And then Lady Warhol, Gunpowder's going to join the 3 wide train and Alonzo Amir is last. Out of the straight by the 1100 metre corner. First quarter 32 seconds. And the leader is Classy Lee. There's Debut, son of Christian Cullen, out by a length and a half on Toot Toot, who's worked up to second. Paul's Verdict trails the speed and Don Pierre gets some cover for the first time. Corroboree 3 wide gets around the pack. Millwood Larnick is 3 deep on the pegs from Glitzy Gal the inside. Then Hunter Bromack 3 wide Gunpowder. Trailed up by Matty Groves from Espresso Martini the middle. And then Lady Warhol and a length and a half to Alonzo Amir. It's Classy Lee leading by a neck. Running second is Corroboree and third Paul's Verdict. Await use of the Stun and Cullen at Pineleaf Farm passing lane. Toot Toot fourth. 3 wide is Gunpowder, then Millwood Larnick. 3 wide and 1 back then as they come off the back straight as Matty Groves. And further back in the race, Don Pierre from Espresso Martini and Glitzy Gal. Second quarter 31.6, 63.6 for the half. And down next to the inside, the leader Classy Lee. Midfield, Don Pierre's gone for a gallop. Corroboree's ahead away. Leaders back as Paul's Verdict. Toot Toot chuffing up 3 wide. And next to turn for home then is Millwood Larnick. Third quarter in 30.8. Classy Lee worked upon. Corroboree's half a length away. Inside run for Paul's Verdict. They're sweeping home. Espresso Martini from the back. Gunpowder try to come with it. Classy Lee kicking Espresso Martini. Drives, grabbed it and won. Espresso Martini beat Classy Lee. And Glitzy Gal got right up the Stun and Cullen lane to run third. Next in Paul's Verdict. Then Lady Warhol. Next in Gunpowder. Further back, Millwood Larnick from Matty Groves. And then Toot Toot. Corroboree was a great run under the circumstances. It might have finished a bit closer than where it got cold from Alonzo Amir. Hunter Bromack and Don Pierre are the last 2 in. 7 Espresso Martini, Blair Orange. $6.40 and $2. Last quarter, 28.4. Last mile, 22.8. Has beaten 2 Classy Lee, 160 and Glitzy Gal. The 12 at $3.70, got him right up the Stun and Cullen lane. Paul's Verdict will run 4th. Gunpowder will be 5th. Lady Warhol will be 6th. And Corroboree, who galloped early and lost 7 lengths, will be in 6th or 7th spot. It'll pay to follow out of the race. It's another first upper though. It's chimed in late. It's run a very slick last 400 metres for the Met 8 Syndicate by Better's Delight out of Putting on the Glitz. Start 12, win number 1, Blair Orange and Mark Jones from Burnham combined to win race number 3. Second to number 2, Classy Lee. A Christian Cullen, Gowan Lee, 3-year-old brown colt, Nigel McGrath from Whedon's. And a third at the line will go to the 12 Glitzy Gal by Better's Delight out of Diamonds and Gold. A 3-year-old brown filly, Dexter Dunn and Crandall-Getty from West Melton. Just on Mark Jones's team later on tonight, goodness gracious me, in race 9, Mark has reported to the stewards she was found to be in season after that 6th. He was disappointed with the run. She was found to be in season, so that's something to take note of when goodness gracious me goes around a little bit later. Tote shouldn't be too far away here. But Ryan, Espresso Martini, here's Mark Gallagher's call. You'll pass the Totes on as bomb them to win.
7 Espresso Martini, second 2 Classy Lee, and third 12 Glitzy Gal. Fourth has gone to 3 Paul's Verdict, from 15 Gunpowder and 11 Corroboree. 7 to 12, 3, 15, 11. The margin's half a neck, a short neck, 1 length, 3/4 of a length. Winner's time was 2:27.8, a mile rate of 2:02. The last 858.8, the 428.2.
7, 2, 12 and 3, Espresso Martini. Love the name. $6.40 and $2. And gee, you like the way it flew home if you had it. Classy Lee 160, Glitzy Gal 370. 2 and 7, Quinn 760. 7, 2, 12, try 198.70. 7, 2, 12 and 3, $3,350.90. A bit of a carry forward there too, just over $1,200. 1 and 7, $6.40. 1 and 2, $2.817. 31 even. Back to Craig Thompson. Craig, this kicks off a quaddie for us, race 1 at the park. I won't get another chance to ask you though, and I wanted to pick your brain. I thought it sort of labelled Brilliant Strike as a bit of an anchor in the pick 6 at the Met. Am I along the right lines there?
I think you're right onto it, Ryan. Third out of the Derby behind Have Faith in Me, and of course Follow the Stars. Good form, dropping back considerably in grade, and does look a very good bet in the last. I think definite anchor in the pick 6 tonight. Brilliant Strike. Probably the other ones that are short in pick 6 as well, Ryan, will be in the 4th leg, the 2-year-old race. Motu Premier, second in the, of course, the Welcome Stakes behind Waikiki Beach. And a nice first starter in there going around called Wanna Bet. I'd want those 2 runners in that leg of the pick 6 as well, Ryan. So in the last, you can anchor Brilliant Strike, and I think in leg number 4 tonight, Motu Premier and Wanna Bet from Ken Barron's stable. Make sure you got those 2 on your ticket tonight. Race number 1 tonight here at the park for the maidens. Todd Mitchell had the early favourite in Are You Ready Girl. I've caught up with him already tonight, and this is what he had to say about a stable runner. Todd, thanks for your time tonight. First year stable runners, Are You Ready Girl goes around in race number 1 tonight. We haven't seen her since she drew barrier 1 in the 2-year-old race. Unfortunately, had a gallop there, but her workout and trial form leading into that was very good.
Yeah, she's. I do quite like her, but she obviously made a mistake that night. I think I had her hobbles a bit too long, and down on the 1, she got a little bit of a fright. And once she galloped, she didn't know what she was doing, sort of thing. So since then, she's been off the scene a little bit. She's just had a bit of a bug go through the team. So, but she seems back on track, and there was no workouts last week, so we just had to take her to the track and give her a workout, and I'm pretty happy with that. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if hopefully she's forward enough for tonight, but I think she should go a handy race.
Todd Mitchell with his thoughts on stable runner Are You Ready Girl. First leg of the quaddie. Remember that the quaddie tonight on 1, 2, 3 and 4 with only the 8 races tonight. My numbers in the first, 7 Are You Ready Girl on top. Her workout and trial form prior to that mistake was very good. I think she can overcome the draw tonight. Danger 5, Wirienda Piper. Lovely type. This one by Holmes Hannah for East Fenson. The other 2-year-old Neck Time. Been doing things wrong, but does have ability. And I put Air Dancer in. Trialled up quite nicely here at the park a fortnight ago, runner number 6. So for me, it's 7 on top to beat 5, 10 and 6 in the first leg of the quaddie. Second leg of the quaddie tonight, everybody knows. From Greg and Nina Hope team, trialled up nicely at Rangiora last Saturday, chucking in a 27.9 quarter down the back to win its trial very impressively. David Butcher takes the drive. 2 Everybody Knows. Dangers in the race. 12 Charming Lavra. 14 Mob Star. 9 Sonny's Little Whiz. The third leg tonight, Lusty Mac looks near enough a good thing to me. If you wanted a bit of cover, maybe You and Me Babe and She's Smooth Cyclone Cape. I think Lusty Mac and anchor in the third leg. And in the last leg, I think Prince of Pops dropping back from a very good field last start behind Little Rascal. Went 3:20 last mile, 156.8 Prince of Pops. Clearly the one to beat. Dangers on that, Rubber the Green and Sirius Star. That's a early look at tonight's quaddie starting race number 1 tonight. The Franklin Park Kids Carts mobile pace for the maidens. Head upstairs. Aaron White's numbers in the first, 5, 10, 7 and 1. 5, 10, 7 and 1. Very good evening to you, Aaron. The weather, luckily at the moment, is just abated. The rain has stopped, but we had a pretty heavy downpour in the last 20 minutes.
Runners in behind the yellow bar arm for the Franklin Park Kids Cards Cup night. Field of 14 for the Kids Cards Cup 2. It'll be staged after race 3 on the program here tonight under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park for this Franklin Park meeting. So the contestants for the first down to dispatch. Starter Frank Phelan activates the green light and they're off and pacing. Blue Allen's out fast with Collect the Cash. Coming up over on the outside is Are You Ready Girl to be prominent early. Then Missy Higgins. Neck Time gets a nice run through from the second line as they find the stables corner. Back in the field is Dory D. Gary Noakes will settle back third last. Wirienda Piper second last and Air Dancer to be the last. They pace out to the 1850 and Blue Ellen holds up the lead. But Are You Ready Girl? She'll make good ground on the outside and take over as they get into the back for the Wizard Todd Mitchell. Then Collect the Cash. Neck Time moving forward on the outside. She'll have a play for the lead in about 100 metres time. Back in the field then in midfield was Missy Higgins, followed up by Dory D. Wirienda Piper. And back last is going off stride there was Are You Ready Girl when challenged by Neck Time. So Are You Ready Girl goes all the way back to last, and back last now of the winning chances was Air Dancer. 44 and 2 was the lead time as they sweep across the showgrounds turn, and Neck Time and Brent Mangos lead. Blue Allen in the trail. Collect the Cash is third for Royden Downey. 2 lengths away in the field then to Missy Higgins with moving up on the outside. Sitting out parked is Air Dancer. Wirienda Piper. Reese Fensom gets a lovely drag into the race 1-1, and Dory D to connect onto the back of Wirienda Piper. And Are You Ready Girl? After that mistake through the back, she's detached by 10. Through the straight, 33 and 4, the opening quarter, Franklin Park Kids Cards Cup night, mobile pace. Neck Time being challenged now by Dory D, 1,000 metres out from home. Air Danceries to take the 1-1 stables corner, and Blue Allen trailing. Wirienda Piper on the outside to Collect the Cash, Missy Higgins. And 8 lengths away to Are You Ready Girl back last. They head out to the 800 metre mark and Neck Time. The second quarter in 30.9 leads by a head. On the outside second, Dory D. Blue Allen trailing in the 1-1. Was Air Dancer back on the inside. Collect the Cash. Wirienda Piper under a nice rain in sixth. 3 lengths away, Missy Higgins, and forget about Are You Ready Girl as they pace to the end of the back straight. 500 metres left to go. Neck Time off the back over Dory D. Blue Allen waiting for the passing lane for Peter Ferguson. In the 1-1, Air Dancer for the Magic Man, Morris McKendry. Here's Wirienda Piper let loose now by Fensom, and back on the inside then to Collect the Cash, quarter down the back and 29.2. Neck Time for home. Blue Allen waits the passing lane. Wirienda Piper scoots around runners now. There followed Air Dancer. It's Neck Time. Wirienda Piper closes in strongly between runners. Blue Allen, Neck Time keeping up a good pace down to the line here. She's going to fight off all challenges, and Mango will get the first. Neck Time over Blue Allen. Wirienda Piper third, and fourth across was Air Dancer. They were followed by Dory D and Collect the Cash. Are You Ready Girl? She blew it with an early mistake second last, and Missy Higgins last in 247.7. 29.8 was the run home. 59 won the last half. Franklin Park Kids Cards Cup nights, mobile pace, and another very nice Brent Mangos drive for Terry and Glenys Schmiel. They'll get the first on the program here. They got to go Collect Philly over Blue Allen, and third across we have Wirienda Piper.
Official placings, race 1, the Franklin Park Kids Cards Cup Night Mobile Pace. 10-2-5-6-4-3. 10-2-5-6-4-3. Horse 10, neck time, paced the 2,200 metres in 2:47.75. A mile rate of 2:2.7. Last 859.1. The 429.8. The margins 1 length, 1.5 lengths, 1 length. 10-2-5-6-4-3. Race 1, the Franklin Park Kids Karts Cup Night Mobile Pace.
First call of the night from Judge Graham McLennan goes the way of Nick Time. The Gotta Go Collect 2-year-old bay filly out of Braithwaite, raced by RS and Mrs. SF Simon. Congratulations to you. Win one at start number 4 after coming through the Young Guns series. 8th in the final was Nick Time. Prepared at Leaston by Terry and Glenys Schmiel. Brent Mangos doing the driving. Back at the head of the field, a nice winner of the first, bred by T.M. Stewart and Mrs. A.M. Boyd. Nick Time, too strong in the first. 2, Blue Ellen for second. Blue Ellen and Attorney General Bay 4-year-old mare at a Crystal Desert. Raced by A.R. McCallum and S.P. Smith. Ella McCallum trained at Takumu. Peter Ferguson at 5. Wirrienda Piper for third. Holmes Hanover Brown 3-year-old filly at a Wirrienda Song. Raced by the estate of D.R. A. Eden, along with Mrs. R.H. Eden. Penny Fensham trained at Pukekohe. Reese Fensham did the driving. 10 Neck Time closed up the favourite at $2.60, $1.40, $2.60, $1.40. 2 Blue Ellen at $2.40, $2.40. And 5 Wirrienda Piper, $1.40, $1.40. Quinella, $15.40, $15.40. The trifecta, $70.10, $70.10. And the first 4, $229.20, $229.20. About to get the parade underway for the Franklin Park Training Centre, Franklin Park Kids Karts Trotting Cup for 2015. Heats for this were staged a couple of weeks ago here at Alexandra Park. So the parade starts for the Franklin Park Kids Karts Trotting Cup for 2015. Georgie Boy is the first through the parade. Nirvana McLaughlin from the Kumu Kids Karts will do the driving. Next horse through, number 2, Dainty, and Franklin's Amber Michelle. One of the greys in the field, number 3, Highway Hopscotch and Tatelin Hanara out of Cumeu. 4 is Toby, Josiah Dixon for the Franklin Kids Carts. 5, Morning Moon, Shannon McEwen for Cumeu. 6, Pixie next through to Neil Belfer. 'Rockethoko number 7 and Cumeu's Linda Pringle. And the red Cumeu Kids Carts set of colours. Boris and Holly Noakes for Franklin. Cosmo, Caitlin Schneider. Also for the Franklin Kids Carts, Porcelain Doll. Number 10 in the Tangerine, Brittany Edwards, Franklin. Shadow and the Tangerine with the white diamond or the white star, and that is Jordan Treweek out of the Waikato. "12 Casper and Kate Coppins from the Waikato Kids Carts. 13 Angus, Nate Delaney for the Franklin Kids Carts, and last through the parade is Pumpkin and Nathan Darby, also for the Franklin Kids Carts. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are your ponies and drivers for the 2015 Franklin Park Kids Carts Trotting Cup, and that will be coming up after race 3 tonight.
Winning margin was 2 lengths. There was a head, second and third, and 1.5 lengths to fourth. That's race number 6 on the card. Captain's Choice by Magic Sprite out of Mystical Fantasy. Anthony Lord owns. Matt Roberts now trains and wins first up with the dog. Looking to race 7, first leg of a double treble, place 6, Keenan Concrete, class 3s, 305 metres, and we're set to run without the reserves, Ryan, at 7:15.
Thanks, Rosso. Yeah, that's a really tough start to the Triple Trio too. If you're involved and you've got 3, 1 and 9 on there, you've done well, and there will be many a ticket knocked out. So be pretty happy 3, 1, 9 and 4. Captain's Choice 11.50 and 2.90. Scott My Money $2. Popstar Rocket 2.70. 1 and 3 Quinn 24.40. 319 Try $415. 319 and 4 $2,912.70. It was the sort of race where you just didn't expect the ones that had the early pace to jump out and lead. 2 and 3 $66. 2 and 1 $8. 1, 2, 3 treble $848.10. Captain's Choice for Matt Roberts, who is amassing an outstanding tally of winners this season. Having a look at a market for the 7th at Hattrick. Shake him up at 320 and 160 for Nathan Newdy. Expect that one to shorten in the tote pool as that money comes in. Homebush Sarah, the current favourite. John McInerney with a couple of runners. He's got Grant Rogers in there too. But it's another race, another C3 race, where maybe very, very good betting-wise, because just lacking short-priced favourites at the moment at Wanganui, but if you find it, you're going to go pretty well. 7:15 is the time for the next at Hattrick. Heading off to Addington, 5.5 minutes away, $25,000 in the pick 6, up for grabs in 5.5 minutes time, punters. So time to start looking at those pick 6 bets. Let's have a look and try and find you a winner or two. Now, race number 4 itself, I had the 8 on top, the favourite, $2.20 and $1.20. Wilmer's Mate, 3 starts. Kicking it off with a trot. Sometimes that's a tough way to kick off the pick 6, but yeah, Wilmer's Mate, a real must include for David Butt. 3rd a win and a 2nd. It showed ability at all its starts to the races. Through the 10 and on my ticket, Conan Bridge went pretty good at a trial at Rangiora and won that trial, in fact, on the 24th of March. Came out at Addington on debut. had a bit of a tough run and ran on pretty good to be a length behind the winner in third position, Colin Bridge. So threw that in. Probably needs a bit of luck again from that draw, but bookies have got it pretty safe at $3.60. Stick to 4 and if you can afford it too. Aldebaran AM. Now, this one's had a couple of placings. Last start was 9th. Forgive that one when it led and went off stride and broke. But prior to that was pretty good, finishing 2nd and 3rd. Now, it's with Colin and Julie DeFilippi. And yeah, I think if you can throw it in, do so, the 4. And put the 7 and 2 off its recent performances. It's won 2 from 5 and placed on one occasion. I went 8 on top and then 10, 4 and 7. 10, 4 and 7, I'd be boxing those ones up behind it, but if you can afford it, then maybe this is the leg you need to go wide. Pick 6-wise, Craig Thompson before did agree that Brilliant Strike in the last was clearly the anchor, dropping back from the Derby Ricky Mayer board. Looks just a good thing in the last, turns it into a bit of a pick 5 really. So throw that in as your anchor in the last. In the 4th leg, Motu Premier, definitely worth throwing in, and Wanna Bet, the other one to throw in the 5 for Blair Orange. In the 3rd leg, Bandana, I think it was in the 3rd leg. It's the number 1 Bandana was worth having a bit of a look at, and Christopher Banner too, the $1.90 shot, the 1 and the 5 in the 3rd leg of tonight's pick 6. But maybe go wide in this leg. Take those first 4 you can see, 8, 10, 9 and 7 and maybe the 4, and then look to get a bit shorter as those prices shorten on the way through. 25k up for grabs. We are under 3 minutes out. Mark McNamara, Wilma's mate, I thought just has to go in here on the quality it's really shown in its first 3 runs.
It did things wrong on debut, Ryan, but has been really good since then, and was gutsy behind Highgate, who's now unbeaten in 4 starts. So it'll be hard to roll here, Wilma's mate. We've got the 9 off the track, All-Star Angus. News we got through was, haven't heard this too often, that it's undergoing some serious gear changes down there when it went off the track, so it must have warmed up unfavourably. It's a sulky change at least, because it went off with not a yellow sulky and has come back with a different sulky, so I wonder if it was hitting the wheels or something along those lines. Anyway, it's back on the track now, 2 minutes ahead of start time for the 4th of the night. Very smart, Wilma's mate, and it's just wound its way into $1.90. Got the half hobbles on as well. Might have had them on when it came out, I'm not sure. You can see Natalie Rasmussen there taking it through. Just a little prelim, because it did miss the last, I guess 2 or 3 minutes at least, if not a bit longer. But it was off the track. All-Star Angus debuted with a 7th behind Highgate. Was in the fight too until it galloped 100 metres from home. Wilma's mate, 3 starts, 2nd to Highgate, too good for Star Pride in wet conditions at Methven. Other important thing to note about race number 4, there'll only be the 7 off the front row here. It's a 2-year-old, so the mobile accommodates 8 off the front line, but with the scratching of Star Pride, that will be 7. So 1 through 8, minus 5 off the front, and the unruly pair, All-Star Angus and Conan Bridge, are drawn in behind. Sunny afternoon's a first starter for Paul Nen. Blair Orange takes the drive, and they've struck up a very good combination with Habib Diivy, of course, winning the Trotting Oaks recently. This one ran 2nd to Mark Kula on the 6th of April at the trials. He's like the win, galloped last time out, galloped on debut as well on the back of a 3rd behind Aldebaran AM. The Fox, been about midfield or a little worse in 4 starts today. Will get better the more he trots. Aldebaran AM was with Dave Anderson last week until Dave retired from the training ranks and has made its way across to Colin and Julie DeFilippi. Miss Cocktail Waiter ran 3rd at Timaru behind Rana Lee, beaten 3/4 of a length. Has been down the track since then. Wilma's mate, All-Star Angus, and Conan Bridge by the ill-fated Raffaello Ambrosio. It's also ran 3rd behind Highgate on debut, beaten a length and a quarter. It was a good performance too by Conan Bridge, and that's why it's the 2nd pick at $4.20 at $1.80, and Bob Butt has the red cap on of the 2 Nan runners. Now All-Star Angus arrives back down here at the start for the first leg of the $25,000 guaranteed pick 6. First 4 has snuck up a bit, not a massive jackpot of just $1,200 from race number 3, and the first 4 makes its way to $7,500. But Wilma's mate, who had a little flirt in the red at $1.90 on the tote, is back out to $2.20 and the whistle has sounded if you're having a try for the fourth. Just wait for the outside runner to come around. That will be Wilma's mate. Davey Butt, the driver. She's having her fourth start.
Yeah, I will do it.
Third to Arena Lee. After galloping on debut, that was really handy opening to her career after that gallop, the way she finished it off, which led into that slashing victory in the slush at Methven. And then ran second behind Highgate. Went down swinging. Cocktail Waiter moves up. The Fox is right with He's Like the Wind. Sunny Afternoon, Conan Bridge, All-Star Angus and Aldebaran AM. Last check, Wilma's Mates. 2:31.30 runs the favourite for race number 4 for the 2-year-old trotters and Avon City Ford's new territory range. Sunny Afternoon, a Sundon filly drawn the inside, about to begin her racing career. She's the only first starter in the field. Aldebaran AM right, Arena Lee, Wilma's Mate set. Cocktail Waiter, here we go. Fourth race, Galloper, it was the Fox, green light. They're racing, the Fox gallops out the back. He's Like the Wind's gone up in the air at the start too. And that pair are going to drift out from the rest of the runners. Arena Lee charged off the gate. And he'll get over and lead from Cocktail Waiter, margin about 2.5 lengths, and third Sunny Afternoon. Aldebaran AM's a further 2 lengths away, fourth from Conan Bridge, Wilma's Mate. All-Star Angus around the Fox, who quickly tacked on. And He's Like the Wind's only 3 lengths away last. The leader is Arena Lee with Mark Jones. Margin is 3 lengths over Cocktail Waiter and third Sunny Afternoon. Fourth is Aldebaran AM and Conan Bridge came away from the inside. Wilma's Mate looks to angle on the back of that runner and does so now from the Fox. 1.5 to All-Star Angus and He's Like the Wind whips them in. Lead time 26.3 and Arena Lee leads, but here is Conan Bridge getting up within about a length of the leader, and the front wasn't there. Arena Lee holds the top, but there was a stack of room for Conan Bridge to drop in and trail. 3 away third is Cocktail Waiter and 1.5 Sunny Afternoon leaving the pegs again. In front of Aldebaran AM. The Fox next to the markers, inside of Wilma's Mate, 1.5 All-Star Angus, and He's Like the Wind is last. First quarter 32.7. Past the 1,000-metre peg they run, and it's Arena Lee trying to do it at both ends, and she leads 1.5. Second trailing Conan Bridge, and 2 lengths away in third spot is Cocktail Waiter. Parked up Sunny Afternoon, and 3 wide is All-Star Angus. Wilma's Mate's looking to follow the All-Stars runner. In between horses is Aldebaran AM from the Fox, and galloping at the back, He's Like the Wind. Out 700 to go, and it's Arena Lee making the running by 1.5 over All-Star Angus, and 3 wide Wilma's Mate sets upon the leaders quickly. Leaders back Conan Bridge, await use of the Stun and Cullen at Pineleaf Farm passing lane. Then Sunny Afternoon, Cocktail Waiter, Aldebaran AM drifting away the Fox, and He's Like the Wind made that error. Second quarter 33.9, 66 and 6 is the half, and Arena Lee and Wilma's Mate both travelling okay coming to the turn. Third Conan Bridge inside of All-Star Angus, and 4 lengths away to Aldebaran AM getting past the galloping Sunny Afternoon. Third quarter in 30.9, and Arena Lee galloped on the turn in. Wilma's Mate's been left in the lead. Conan Bridge got into the clear to go after the leader. It's Wilma's Mate in front, but Conan Bridge just went past it like it was tied to the peg. All-Star Angus is a clear third, but Conan Bridge impressive. Won it by a length over Wilma's Mate and All-Star Angus. Fourth Aldebaran AM from the Fox and Arena Lee, and then Sunny Afternoon. Next in is Cocktail Waiter, and He's Like the Wind. Old man's done it again. 10 Conan Bridge, Bob Butt, and pays 440 and 150. 8 Wilma's Mate, 120 was no match for the winner. And All-Star Angus, the 9 at $1.60 will round out the top 3. The winner's by Raffaello Ambrosio. He does look as though he's going to be one heck of a loss in the breeding ranks on what he's done in a short time. And this one's a colt for Paul Nan, who part owns with Mrs. S.E. Nan, the Podomi Syndicate, J.C. Thompson and Jim Boyd. Last quarter 28.9, last mile 26.4. The way it ran past the second horse, who is well above average, was the most impressive thing. She's a Pegasus Spur. My brother was a star 2-year-old bay filly, Wilma's Mate. David Butt, the driver and co-trainer with Catherine Butt at Woodend Beach. And All-Star Angus, the 9 by Angus Hall out of Pinevale, Ellison, a 2-year-old bay gelding. Natalie Rasmussen, the driver and co-trainer with Mark Purdon. So Bob gets one over the old man there. And he'll be pretty happy with the way he went past the old man 2-1 Wilmer's mate. What a turn of foot by Conan Bridge. Was forced to sit parked for just a small part of the race. And then just ran away and actually went for attack on the lead too with a round to run. Still good enough to finish it off. The 5th, the Avon City Ford New Falcon Range Handicap, 7.25, one of just 2 2,600 metre races tonight. There's no changes in the next race. Mark won't be far away. We've got no dividends yet, but here's Mark right now.
3 range trot. The winner is 10, Conan Bridge. Second, 8, Wilmer's Mate. And third, 9, All-Star Angus. Fourth has gone to 4, Aldebaran AM. From 7, Arana Lee. And 3, The Fox. 10, 8, 9, 4, 7, 3. The margins 1 1/4 lengths, 1 3/4 lengths, 7 lengths, 5 lengths. Winner's time was 2:32.2, a mile rate of 2:05.6. The last 859.4, last 428.7.
Number 10 required on your ticket to be live in the first or after the first leg of Pick 6 at the Met. 3.5 out from Alex Park. Back to you, Whale, and bigger field to run the ruler over here.
It is a big field, 14 runners, Ryan, full field. Favourite here at this stage is number 2 on the fixed odds, and that's Everybody Knows for Greg and Nina Hope. David Butcher takes the drive. Favourite on the tote, though, is 3, the Almighty Johnson. Todd Mitchell, he takes the drive on the third favourite, Charming Lavra, and this is what he had to say. Todd, you drive Charming Lavra, a very consistent one for Michelle Wallace and Bernie Hackett. Was good through the Auckland Cup Carnival.
Yeah, I haven't first drive on it tonight, Whale, and form looks pretty solid, but probably the only hiccup is she's off 30 metres tonight over 2-2, so it's going to make it a bit hard, but the manners seem really good on it, so she's got to be an each way chance.
Todd Mitchell with his thoughts about Charming Lavra. She raced really well, as I say, through the Cup Carnival behind the likes of Barry and You're Gonna Kiss Me or Not, and that form's going to stack up into a race like this tonight. Conan Bridge takes out the first leg of Pick 6 for Paul Nairn and Bob Butt. Good performance, 4:40, 150, beat Wilmer's Mate, 120. All-Star Angus put the half hobbles on tonight. They run into third, 160. Quinella paid $1.90, trifecta, 33.10. First 4, 10, 8, 9 and 4, $132.40. Conan Bridge, second favourite, takes out the first leg. Got an update on the Pick 6 for you. 16,000 live going into the second leg, chasing down $25,000. Race number 2 here tonight. I settle on 2. Everybody Knows. This one, filly by, or 3-year-old colt by Quite Easy out of Cabaletta. Last raced on that wet track at Methven, put the line through that. Prior to that was 6 behind Mon Bay in a good 3-year-old field. Had a run at the trials on Saturday. Very impressive trial winner it was. David Butcher takes the drive. I thought it can win with safe and clean manners. 2, Everybody Knows on top. Best Ruffy down the bottom, Mob Star. Best sectionals out of the race last start behind Barry for the last half. Ran home quickly after an early mistake. Would have to do it right, but good enough to figure tonight. 14 Mob Star. Put in Charming Lavra, just because it's very consistent and it does things right. And the Almighty Johnson, the maiden off the front here, last 2 seconds behind Little Miss Zigzag and Paramount Queen. Overdue for a win. It may come tonight. For me, it's 2 on top, the Southerner. Do like it to beat 14, 12 and 3. Aaron's with 12, 3, 5 and 9. 12, 3, 5 and 9. In race number 2 tonight. Aaron, just on a minute out from the second tonight, Charming Lavra. She was good through that Cup Carnival behind Barry and You're Gonna Kiss Me All Night. She hasn't raced for a month, but she does go well fresh.
Yeah, she certainly does, and has to be in the mix on the back of that second to Barry on Cup Night. The Wizard to do the driving, so she's on top for me. The CR Commando filly over the 3, the Almighty Johnson. Nabbed right on the post last time. Morris McKendry for Tony Hurley. Wins not too far around the corner for the beautifully bred son of Majestic Sun. 5, the Crown Jewels. I thought he finished his race off quite nicely on debut. A son of Pegasus Spur out of Landora's Image, so has all the breeding. A couple of greyhound personalities in the ownership there too, along with Barry Lichter and Donna Chisholm. Nicky Chilcott, the trainer-driver, and the 9 in the mix too. They've been Sonny's Little Whiz, another one that's been performing well this campaign. 12, 3, 5 and 9.
Thanks, Aaron. Nothing through from the racing desk for race number 2 tonight at this stage. So a little bit quiet in this race, being a trot and a maiden trot at that. Yes, the Crown Jewels was good first up when running third. That was behind Little Miss Zigzag. Got a bit of breeding to its name by Pegasus Spur out of Landora's Image. Steve Clark, of course, greyhound trainer in the ownership here, along with Racing Juno Barry Elector. In behind the tapes for the second tonight, the HR Fiskins and Sons Racehorse Mix Handicap Trot. Favourite now, number 3, the Almighty Johnson, in the black colours with a white star. Let's head upstairs and join Aaron White.
Thanks, Craig, and everybody knows, just note, we'll race in the Sean McCaffrey colours here out of barrier 2 on the front tape as the barrier strands release. They're off, everybody knows, is galloped here in the early stages. The Almighty Johnson, Wings on Fire, The Sky Rocks there all away nicely. The Crown Jewels has also gone for an early gallop. Mob Star was slow off the mark. Madam Springfield and Glory Stride also now lose their little bit of momentum at the start with early mistakes. As This Sky Rocks onto the stables corner leads, the Almighty Johnson, Wings on Fire, Amy's Invasion, Carwood Spur and Gunsight Pass on the inside of that pair. A length and a half away, Sonny's Little Whiz, followed then by the stablemates Hanover to Cash and Charming Lavra. Further back, Madam Springfield. Mob Star, I'd say, is the only other horse with a chance in the race. Everybody knows is well back after his early mistake with Glory Stride and the Crown Jewels. 1600 left to go, and the lead time posted in 50.5. This guy Rocks and Simon Lawson, a length and a half, the Almighty Johnson. Then Wings on Fire, 3 back on the inside, Carwood Spur Park for Sailor Shabanathy, 1-1 Amy's Invasion around Gunsight Pass as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. Then Sonny's Little Whiz, 2 lengths away in the field to Hanover to Cash and Michelle Wallace on its back as its stablemate, and that being Charming Lavra, 4 or 5 lengths away in the field to Madam Springfield, and then Mob Star, and out of the race a Glory Stride, everybody knows, and also the Crown Jewels. 32-1 the opening quarter. HR Fiskin and Sons Limited Racehorse Mix Handicap Trot, and This Guy Rocks down to the Judge Bell and 1 to go. From up over on the outside, Carwood Spur, and trailing is the Almighty Johnson. 1-1 Amy's Invasion around Wings on Fire, then Sonny's Little Whiz. Gunsight Pass on the inside of Hanover to Cash. Madam Springfield on the inside of Charming Lavra, 3 lengths away to Mob Star. 12 lengths away then to Glory Stride, and then everybody knows, and right out the back is the Crown Jewels. Second quarter, 33-2. This Guy Rocks through the back 3 quarters, Carwood Spur. On the inside, the Almighty Johnson will wait the passing lane is coming forward. Sonny's Little Whiz around Amy's Invasion, 1-1. Wings on Fire, 3 back on the inside. Charming Lavra getting a lovely toe into the race out 3 wide now around Hanover to Cash. Mob Star, Gunsight Pass and Madam Springfield. They're the winning chances. 400 left to go. And the quarter down the back in 30.4. Carwood Spur strides on to the lead, but Sonny's Little Whiz is right there. The Sky Rock still there on the inside. Out wider is Charming Lavra, then Amy's Invasion. The Almighty Johnson waiting the passing lane, homeward bound. Sonny's Little Whiz down the outside, closing in. Charming Lavra through on the inside. The Sky Rocks, and they're followed by Hanover to Cash, but Charming Lavra, she strides away. Charming Lavra, the CR Commando filly. Will the stablemate get up for second? Yes, he will. So a Wallace Hackett, Quinella here. Hanover to Cash will get second just in front of Sonny's Little Whiz, and they were followed by the Almighty Johnson. Further back, Gunsight Pass. He's put in a good run in his northern debut. Further back in the field, Amy's Invasion, This Sky Rocks. Carwood Spur, Mob Star blew it with an early gallop. Further back in the field then to Wings on Fire. Everybody knows was no chance after his early mistake. Madam Springfield back with Glory Stride, and the Crown Jewels to be the last. 255.8. We'll trim that up with the 30-metre handicap. 29.5 was the final quarter. The Wizard Todd Mitchell got a lovely drag into the race. Game, set and match at the 75. And over to Cash. We'll make it a Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hackett, Quinella. Michelle doing the driving. And Sonny's Little Whiz will secure third in front of Amy's Invasion, and back on the inside then to the Almighty Johnson to run fifth, and the second on the program, the HR Fiskin and Sons Limited Racehorse Mixed Trot.
Official placings, race 2, the HR Fiskin and Sons Limited Racehorse Mix Handicap Trot. 12, 10, 9, 11, 3, 14. 12, 10, 9, 11, 3, 14. Horse 12, Charming Laver, trotted the 2200 metres from a stand and a handicap and a net time of 2:55.80. A mile rate of 2:08.6. Last 859.9. The 429.5. The margins 2 1/4 lengths, ahead 2 3/4 lengths. 12, 10, 9, 11, 3, 14. Race 2, the HR Fiskin & Sons Limited Racehorse Mix Handicap Trot. No. Net time to follow.
12, Charming Lavra, back at the head of the field. Raced by Bernie Hackett along with GL and Miss F. Reed. Congratulations to you. And 2 at start 15 for the CR Commando Bay 3-year-old filly out of Lavra Miriam, bred by Lavros Lodge Limited. Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hackett trained at Waiuku, and the Wizard Todd Mitchell back at the head of the field, 2 strong in the HR Fiskin & Sons Limited Racehorse Mix Handicap Trot. 10, Hanover to Cash for second to make it a stable Quinella. Monarchy, Amanda's Gem, a 4-year-old mare raced by PR Shirley, G and Mrs R Body, and Mrs NJ Hackett. Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hackett trained at Waiuku, Michelle Wallace. And 9, Sonny's Little Whiz, Monarchy Bay, 4-year-old mare out of Our Sunny Whiz, raced by RA. RM, K.A. Southey and Mrs S.D. Lean. Kenny Safon trained at Cumu. Peter Ferguson.
Yeah, corrected time in race 2. Horse 12, Charming Laver, trotted the 2200 metres from a stand and a handicap in 2:53.5, which is a mile rate of 2:06.9. Last 859.9 and the 429.5.
12, Charming Lavra, $4.10 and 2 even. 4, 10 and 2. 10, Hanover to Cash at $4.80. 4.80. 9, Sonny's Little Whiz at $2.70. 2.70. Quinella, $70.30. $70.30. Trifecta, $863.30. $863.30. First 4, $1,561.50. $1,561.50. $1,452 jackpotting through to the first 4 in race 3. The early double 10 and 12, $8.70, $8.70. 10 and 10 concession at $14.60, $14.60.
Up in class, but he's been here before. Class 3 hasn't phased him. What I do like about him is that his last win was his fastest in a 17.56, and he's come back off a spell and gone bang bang. Yes, he steps up in class, but he can cope with it, and his time says that as well. And as I say, he's been here before anyway. And then I thought the next best might be the 8 Miss Foxy Minx. She ran third at Palmerston North there on Monday in those conditions. And look, she has been a pretty capable greyhound for a wee while. She's over 4 now. She did pick up a win 3 starts back here in Class 2 company. Placed in 4 of 5 from box number 8, but there's some dogs closer in with plenty of speed here that could keep things honest. Grunt Rogers, Homebush, Sarah get a wee bit of space with the late scratching of Fastback King. You Know Heidi off box number 4. Can still get off the lids these days. She didn't round her race off on Monday, but look, she was resuming and struck very, very tough conditions, so she can only be improved, you would think. To the traps, race 7, Keenan Concrete, Class 3 Sprint, field of 7, still 3-place dividends. Peacock Princess, the inside, going forward. With Shake 'Em Up and Grunt Rogers, Homebush Sarah. Second line there, Serena Rose, You Know Heidi, box 6 is vacant, Miss Foxy Minx the outside. Serena Rose 350 favourite, but it's tight between the 1, the 2, the 3 for favouritism. Let's see how they step. Here comes the bunny set. Ready. Racing. Peacock Princess only a fair break. Serena Rose bound straight to the lead. You Know Heidi goes forward, Shake 'Em Up, tries to punch up along the inside. So does Peacock Princess. Miss Foxy Minx around the outside with good strides. Grunt Rogers has got a long way back with Homebush Sarah. On the corner, Serena Rose in front from Peacock Princess. Miss Foxy Minx and then Shake 'Em Up. Serena Rose in nicely from Peacock Princess. Miss Foxy Minx, then Shake 'Em Up. Bit of trouble after the line. Followed through there by You Know Heidi, Grunt Rogers, and Homebush Sarah was last. Serena Rose makes it 3 wins tonight for Lisa Ahern in a 17:55 tidy time. Run home of 10:63. From the hop, Serena Rose, she had good speed and she put a good margin on them. Peacock Princess was a moderate beginning only and then got through on the inside. And just as Shake 'Em Up was getting tightened up, Miss Foxy Minx swooped around the outside. The others were scattered in the trouble. Big margins here. 2, 1, 8 and 3. 17:55 as mentioned. 3 lengths was the winning margin. 1.5 lengths and 2 1/4 lengths. With that 10:63, it's a slick lead up of 6.92 from Serena Rose, and she put them to bed early here. And then 3 and the 1 were a bit tight there for a moment with the 4, You Know Heidi. And I think Grunt Rogers gets on the top of You Know Heidi there. Yes, gallops on the hind quarters. Serena Rose is a white and black bitch by Where's Pedro out of the Great Little Mother. Gordon Skiberis owns and Lisa Ahern trains. Sam Lozelle brings the greyhound back at the head of the field. 3 wins tonight for Lisa Ahern. 7 wins now for Serena Rose at start number 18. That's race number 7. Our race number 8, Harrison Hire Master. Class 5s over 305 metres, and we do have another late scratching in here, Armed Forces, but still 3-place dividends to be paid out. It will conclude Triple Trio, and race 8 is due to go at 7:45, and then our feature tonight, race 9 at 8:12, featuring Winsome Jenny and Kissing Gwyneth on their way to the New Zealand Oaks against the likes of Coolabah Blue, Grader Jack, Fabio, Mammy Brown. That's just about the whole field. May as well mention them. Ritzer Danny, Arcane Sabre. There you go. That's our feature at 8:12 tonight. Ryan, that's been the 7th. Look forward to that 8th, though, at 7:45.
I tell you what, I really like the way that Rozzo busted out the weight stats. It won at 27, it won at 27.1, it won at 27.2. I've got no idea where he gets that from. Maybe the dogs.co.nz. He's been putting the ruler down those pages. But it was great information. It almost talked me into it. And $3.30 and $1.70 in the end. Pretty nice price. He was keen on it and it won. 1 Peacock Princess $1.50, 8 Miss Foxy Minx $2.40, 1 2 Quinella $5.30, 218 Trifecta $50.70, 2 1 8 and 3 $107.40. And yeah, the dogs.co.nz I'm hearing through is where he goes. I think it's probably his homepage. It probably is. And but it was just good info. It was just good info, and it made you want to bet on it, and it won. Winning Is Easy is the favourite, and the next, as we heard, late scratching there of Armed Forces number 3, but still a couple of place divvies. The thing about Winning Is Easy is it just loves drawing box 1, and it's had 11 starts from there, 5 wins and 3 minors. So Winning Is Easy, can't be ignored off the inside. $1.80, maybe a little bit short in the C4, C5 race, but you can't leave it out, can't ignore it from the inside trap. 7:45, race number 8 from the Whanganui Hounds. Back to the harness, we're back off to the Met for another one of the races sponsored by Avon City Ford. This one for the Falcons. That's the one I want, the Falcon. It's a beauty, absolute beauty. Focus is a nice little car too. Those little Focuses, those little turbo ones, they go good. But yeah, the Falcons, that's the way you want to go. The new Falcon range, you can get out and have a look at them all weekend. I think they've sponsored 3 or 4 races, so we'll give them a good plug. Avon City Ford, good to have them as good supporters of New Zealand Metro Harness. Trouble Review, reason I've got it on top is because manners are just so crucial in these trots, and every other one of the decent chances has been going off stride in their last couple. Trouble Review, I think, has got to be the best of them purely because it's the one that hasn't really been breaking. It's been putting it all together and finishing it off nicely. And yeah, on top for me, Stephen McNally to do the steering. Now, all the others that I've thrown in here have been breaking at their last couple of starts. We've got JCK. There's the Falcon. There it is. Isn't it a beautiful piece of engineering? Absolutely beautiful. And the further south you go, the more proud they are of them. But yeah, just yarning about JCK. It was a pretty nice 4th last start after braking. Thought it's worth throwing in if it can hold everything together. Santorini Sunset, the 10, the second favourite, also got a bit of ability, but does have also the ability to just throw it away and brake also. And going nice in the trail last week, but broke. So again, one of those ones that you've got to take on trust. Petite 1 has got a good record. It's won 3 from 8 and it's had 2 seconds. So 5 of the 8 starts has run in the first 2, but last start just got it all wrong. But yeah, off that record, you definitely put it in the 2 Petite 1. Threw it in for 3rd, and the 3 Summer Vacation, another with ability that did break last start. So I've just got the 4 in here just purely on the ability that it's been the most consistent of these trotters. 2,600 metres mark, bit of a gear adjustment taking place there. We're 2.5 minutes out. I haven't looked at your numbers, but I just put 4 on top purely for consistency.
He's a very good trainer, Brent White, Ryan, and he is the preparer of Trouble Roo. This one with that placing behind Glendalough, the stablemate last time. Had its chance in that race. Given every hope by Stephen McNally, but the stablemate too good and ran 3rd at the trials behind King Castler before that. But I thought it could win. Santorini Sunsets on trust. Son of Lendenny's fresh up here. Finished down the track behind Willie Shine. You're looking for some value. Maybe Millicent each way. Never won on the course is the concern. 24 starts, only placed here twice. It's never too far from them. And second behind Never Fear at Methven on a rain-affected track. Now, this track's improving all the time. As we know, Methven is grass. It's still rated as easy, and the mudguards are still out there, so I thought the grey might be able to go a bit of a cheeky one at some odds. Lauren Lester has the drive for Colin and Julie DeFilippi, but then you look at horses like JCK getting somewhere back towards its best last time. All Stars have got a runner in. The Bog, just a matter of which one got on the float. Summer Vacation can fire in a run at times, and Valmain at 16 and $4.50. It's an open field, this one. Having said that, Trouble Roo deserves favouritism for it, for this, the 5th on this 9-event program. It is the second leg of Pick 6, the first taken out by Conan Bridge. Very impressive. I know it trailed from the bell, but it did go up and have a good look at a ran a lead down the straight the first time. It ran him in 59.4 and 28 seconds and ran past Wilmer's mate, who'd had a far more economical trip than what the winner had. There's 16,087 live units left after Conan's Bridge win in the first leg of Pick 6. Paul Nam, what a trainer, master trainer he is, and he's got himself another one. It would appear in the handy stakes around Conan Bridge. Inside 60 seconds until race 5, the Avon City Ford New Falcon Range Handicap Trot. Open at the Sockburn roundabout right across the weekend. And Trouble Roo, 360 and 160 is going to start the favourite. Santorini Sunset was trailing last week and it just got itself off stride. In a perfect spot and just galloped down the back the last time for no real apparent reason. Before that was at the trials and ran 4th behind King Castler. So gear adjustment taking place here with Millicent. Lauren Lester looks as though she's happy with whatever the issue was. and they'll be right to come forward. 550 Santorini Sunset, Petite One, was warmed up earlier tonight. Natalie Rasmussen has the drive. Galloped last time, the 5th to Monbay 2 runs ago. If you're having a try on this race, you'll still get on because where's Lamb? Can't see him. It's not in the tower. Santorini Sunset kept quiet on the infield. Tartan Tights wanders around with the Bog and Valmain all lit up. Petite One. We'll just await the starter to make his way up the tower for the 5th. And the Trouble Rouge going to start the favourite. Just the 2,600 metre races tonight, this one and the next, and then we're back to the 1950. So more speed racing tonight than staying events. And there he is. He was back off 20 metres. He's over the 10 metre tape. He's about to come. Oh, he's over the 10 metre tape now. Heads around Petite One. Comes to the front tape. Hurdles that beautifully. He's got 2 fences to get over. Not far off jump season. Lamb's warming up beautifully for maybe a tilt at the Grand National. Probably the hurdles more so than the steeples. What he might not hand up to the 5,600. JCK. The Bog ready and Balmain Millicent. Petite One, son of Lendenny. Speaking of Riccarton Park, they're on tomorrow. Listed racing over there. 12:20, the first of the 9. They haven't got bad sized fields either for Riccarton Park tomorrow afternoon.
Right pole horse front this time.
So this time Millicent will come around. If you're having a try on race number 5, you'll need to get on pretty quick. Millicent at 21 and 460. Trouble Roo has not budged off the 350, 150 quote. Santorini Sunset, $4.70. So Millicent lines up. Petite One, Summer Vacation. Lisa Marie P, Trouble Roo. All lit up, JCK.
Okay, turn them in off now.
Son of Lendenny turns in. Track cleared. Tapes ping to the infield. They're racing. Millicent, Trouble Roo all away well. Galloping at the start is Lisa Marie P. Son of Lendenny's charging forward also, and Summer Vacation working through in the first 4. But the fresh up Son of Lendenny gets down to the inside at the winning post the first time to lead easily. Summer Vacation second, Trouble Roo third around Millicent. 3 lengths to All Lit Up. On the outside of it, Santorini Sunset from JCK, and 2 lengths to the Bog around Tartan Tights. About 4 lengths to Valmain. Petite One's been slow away, drifts back to second last. And Lisa Marie P is 10 lengths away last. The leader is Son of Lendenny in the margins 2 lengths. Summer Vacation trails, and Trouble Roo parked on the outside third. 3 back the inside fourth, Millicent in front of All Lit Up. 1 to Santorini Sunset, and 2 lengths to JCK around Tartan Tights, and came the Bog. About another 3 or 4 lengths to Valmain, 4 lengths Petite One, and 5 lengths away last is Lisa Marie P. We've got a lead change here as Trouble Roo now trots to the lead and gets out by 1.5 lengths over Son of Lendenny, and Santorini Sunset's moving up quickly to third, but does race without cover. 2 lengths to Summer Vacation inside of JCK, and then came Millicent and the Bog. 2 lengths Tartan Tights around All Lit Up, 2 to Valmain, 3 Petite One, 3 to Lisa Marie P. 1,500 to go. And Trouble Roo and Stephen McNally out by 1.5 lengths. Park Santorini Sunset, Son of Lendenny trails third. Summer Vacation, 3 back the inside. They trotted the lead time in 1:18.1. JCK is 1/1/5. Millicent's 4 deep on the pegs, and 1.5 lengths to the Bog. Next to the inside is All Lit Up underneath of Tartan Tights from Valmain, Lisa Marie P and Petite One as last. Around to go, it's Trouble Roo, the race favourite, leading 1/2 length over Santorini Sunset. Son of Lendenny third, JCK is 1 out and 1 back fourth. Summer Vacation, 3 back the inside, and 1.5 lengths away is the Bog. On the inside, Millicent, then Tartan Tights, All Lit Up, Valmain, Lisa Marie P and Petite One. First quarter 30.9, they have 900 to go. Trouble Roo turns to the back the final time and leads a length over Santorini Sunset. Son of Lendenny third, JCK fourth. There's no further moves. Summer Vacation, 5th on the inside. Then came the Bog, Millicent, Tartan Tights. 1.5 to Valmain, who covers up All Lit Up. A length and a half Petite, 1 and 2 lengths to Lisa Marie P. Santorini Sunsets put a length on Trouble Roo. JCK's 1.5 away, third around Son of Lindeni. Then came the Bog, next Summer Vacation. Further back Tartan Tights, Millicent, Balmain, All Lit Up, Petite, 1 and dropping away, Lisa Marie P. Second quarter, 31.3, 62 and 2 for the half. Trouble Roo's come back through to head off Santorini Sunset. Danger to the leader, and looking like the only danger, if there is one, is Son of Lindeni. 2 to Summer Vacation, then JCK and the Bog. Third quarter, 29.9, 250 metres to go. Trouble Roo leads. Out of the trail comes Son of Lindeni from Santorini Sunset. Trouble Roo still in front. Son of Lindeni's a length and a half away from Santorini Sunset and Summer Vacation. Trouble Roo's in front of Son of Lindeni, and Trouble Roo won at a length. Beat Son of Lindeni and Summer Vacation. The Bog ran 4th, Santorini Sunset 5th, and Petite One made up a stack of ground. Then came Millicent, All Lit Up, and Balmain, JCK, Tartan Tights, and Lisa Marie P. For Trouble Roo. There's Savage down the back by Santorini Sunset the last time. 4 beats 7 and 3, and is going to pay $3.50 and $1.60. 7 Son of Lindeni $3.80, and 3 Summer Vacation at $3.80. Last quarter 29.8, last mile 21.9, and this wonderful season Brent White's having on the UDR ratings in particular continues with Trouble Roo. And didn't have it all its own way, Ryan, after having a real decent look at it with Santorini Sunset down the back the last time. But the favourite has prevailed in race number 5.
Yeah, patient drive, wasn't it? Got headed, but he didn't panic, just waited and pushed the button when he thought was the best time. Stephen McNally got the chocolates. 3 minutes out from race number 3 at the park. Over to you, Whale. Hopefully you're still live in that pick 6.
Yeah, absolutely. Hasn't been hard so far. Of course, Conan Bridge was very good last start, and he took out the first leg, and the favourite Trouble Roo's taken out the second leg, so many live going into the third leg. Hot favourite here, Lusty Mac, Ryan, $5,000 bet on it, along with a $2,000 bet, thanks to Sal at the TAB for passing that information on. Heavily backed runner number 7, Lusty Mac, in race number 5. Todd Mitchell, he drove the winner of the last race in Charming Lavera. He drives Cyclone Kate the next. Todd, one of the old boys of the trotting game, and Moment of Truth goes round to get in the 6 tonight. He always puts in, and he's always thereabouts. I thought he trialled up quite nicely a couple of weeks ago. Just the manners with the key with him?
I think so, and he just sort of struggles when he's against the good trotters and they run a couple of seconds quicker. He struggles to get around that last bend. He just gives his knee a bit of a tap. But if they don't run so quick and they're a couple of seconds slower, if he gets around that last bend, he can really fly up the straight. So it all depends on how the races run, but he's always an each-way chance. If he does everything right and gets around that last corner, he can be right in it.
Mate, 4 drives tonight. All the best.
Thanks, mate.
That was Todd actually talking about Moment of Truth in race number 6 tonight. We'll try and get that Cyclone Kate interview for you if we can. May run out of time, but what he did say was on her form as a 2-year-old, if she could replicate that, he thought that she was a good each-way chance tonight, Cyclone Kate. And trained by Garrett Dixon, Todd Mitchell will take the drive. Comes in 2 here to barrier number 6, so definite include number 8, Cyclone Kate. I put Lusty Mac on top. I thought she was a very good bet tonight. She was impressive winning at Cambridge last start by some 5 lengths, and I think she can back up and make it 2 wins in a space of 8 days. The danger for me is 3 You and Me Babe. Include also She's Smooth and Cyclone Kate into your top 4s. Trouble Roo beat Son of Lindeni and Summer Vacation 4, 7 and 3. 350, 160, 380, 380. Quinella $31. We missed a try. The double $15.50. Concession $34, and the quaddie $124.10. Aaron White 30 seconds out from race number 3 tonight. Lusty Mac was outstanding in winning at Cambridge last week. Sits 10th on the Jules leaderboard at the moment with around about $26,000. I think they'll want to try and get the money tonight, and that will just about assure her a start at Ashburton.
You did right there, $1.40 on the fixed odds, $1.30 on the tote at this stage. She's a definite winning chance, that's for sure, the McArdle filly. I did make her a special. Phil Butcher, Mike Berger on the back of that very good win over this journey at Cambridge last time. But She's Smooth, I think, at the money is a cracking bet. 11 and 330. I know there's only 2 place dividends here. She's Smooth. Oh, she beat Lusty Mac 3 starts ago in the form line She's Smooth, then went on and contested the Northern Oaks, 10 lengths off the Orange Agent, and then she was beaten by Lusty Mac here last time. I think she's a cracking bet at $11 and $3.30 back for the place on the fixed odds in this race. The 8 Cyclone Kate, the 1700 metres gives her a chance to find some form, and the 2 Forever an Angel from a good draw. So 2 with the runners in behind the Mobile Gate for the Sweet Lou standing at Woodland Stud. Lusty Mac to run the favourite. Out of barrier 4. Set and ready. Green light there. Lusty Mac explodes off the arm to be the early leader. Cyclone Kate will track her across and back on the inside. Forever an Angel will hold up and secure the early run in the trail. There followed the next is Arms of an Angel. You and Me Babe to secure the 1-1 on its back is She's Smooth, and Russian L. Sue's going to be taken back to last. The run off the gate in 5.9 as they sweep across the showgrounds turn, and Lusty Mac leads by a length. Cyclone Kate sitting parked, and in the trail is Forever an Angel. Back over on the inside, Arms of an Angel 3 back. You and Me Babe and the Iceman Tony Hurley 1-1. Brent Mangos has her back with She's Smooth, and back last is a Russian L. Sue 30 and 4 the opening quarter. Sweet Lou standing at Woodland Stud, pace down to the judge, and Lusty Mac the McArdle filly. Philip Butcher for Mike Berger leads by a length. Up on its wheel now is Cyclone Kate and the Wizard Todd Mitchell as they work the stables corner, their one and only time. Forever an Angel in the trail for David Butcher 1-1. You and Me Babe. Forever an Angel back on the inside. Arms of an Angel and Salish Abernathy. Then came She's Smooth and Russian L. Sue second quarter in 31.6. Lusty Mac into the back 3 quarters. Cyclone Kate right there the outside. Forever an Angel's had the nice sweet run in the trail throughout. You and Me Babe 1-1. Then back on the inside, Arms of an Angel. She's Smooth a half a dozen lengths off Lusty Mac as they pace down to the 500 metre mark. And Russian L. Sue still back last. 500 to go as they peel off the back. Lusty Mac, Cyclone Kate, Forever an Angel, the sprinters on now. You and Me Babe 1-1. Back on the inside then to Arms of an Angel. Then She's Smooth, quarter down the back in 28.4, and Russian L. Sue the last as they come for home. Lusty Mac, Cyclone Kate right there as they swing. You and Me Babe out of the 1-1 then Forever an Angel, and further back Arms of an Angel, 150 to go. Lusty Mac, she opens up strongly now over Cyclone Kate. Then You and Me Babe, and down the outside Arms of an Angel, but Lusty Mac too good. Cyclone Kate second, Arms of an Angel third. I think Forever an Angel maybe just fourth in front of You and Me Babe. Then She's Smooth, and back was Russian L. Sue 203.9, and the final quarter in 27.4. Lusty Mac, a talented McArdle filly. Mike Berger prepared at Cambridge, and Phil Butcher, his good gate speed, got away with a nice first and second quarter, made it a sprint home. Really only had to charge the final 500 metres, and she'll outsprint Cyclone Kate. Nice run by Arms of an Angel, getting up for third for Salish Abernathy, and Forever an Angel will just get fourth from You and Me Babe, and the Sweet Lou standing at Woodland Stud, mobile pace.
Official placings, race 3, the Sweet Lou standing at Woodland Stud, mobile pace. 7, 8, 9, 2, 3, 10. 7, 8, 9, 2, 3, 10. Horse 7, Lusty Mac, pace the 1700 metres and a good time of 203.96. Mile rate of 157.3. Last 855.9 and the 427.4. The margins 2 lengths, 3/4 of a length, 2 3/4 lengths. 7, 8, 9, 2, 3, 10. Race 3, the Sweet Lou standing at Woodland Stud, mobile pace.
Lusty Mac to come back at the head of the field, raced by breeders KH and Mrs. I Bowles, along with SM and Mrs. MA Bowles. Mike Berger trained at Cambridge, and Phil Butcher to come back at the head of the field. Secures the Sweet Lou standing at Woodland Stud Mobile Pace in pretty emphatic fashion, and consolidates her spot 2 on the Jules leaderboard as well. $1.40 and $1.40 the money around Lusty Mac. She lives up to those nice cramped odds. Good win over Cyclone Kate, number 8, the Mark III heir to the throne. Brown 3-year-old filly for MD Lyon, 80 Strawn, KD Mills, HM Mills and GR Dixon. Gareth Dixon trained at Pukekohe, Todd Mitchell. 9 Arms of an Angel for third. El Sue Pomace Princess, Brown 3-year-old filly, raced by TJ Armstrong. Jason and Megan Tees trained at Ohalpo. Salish Abernathy. 7 Lusty Mac at $1.40 and $1.40, $1.40, $1.40. 8 Cyclone Kate at $2.20, $2.20. And 9 Arms of an Angel, no third. Quinella $2.30, $2.30. Trifecta $17.80, $17.80. And the first 4 $62.20, $62.20. Right, the time has come for the 2015 Franklin Park Training Centre Franklin Park Kids Karts Trotting Cup, sponsored by the Franklin Park Training Centre, situated on Station Road in Pukekohe. Georgie Boy, Nirvana McLaughlin, Dainty and Amber Michelle, they're off the limit. 10 behind is Highway Hopscotch, Taitlin Hanara. Toby 20 behind Josiah Dixon, with Morning Moon and Shannon McEwen. Pixie 30 behind with Tennille Belfer, with Rocker Thoko, Linda Pringle and Boris Holly Noakes. Cosmo also 30 behind, Caitlin Schneider with Porcelain Doll, Brittany Edwards and Shadow, Jordan Treweek. Casper Kate Coppins also from that 30-metre mark. 40 behind, Angus and Nate Delaney, and 60 metres behind, Pumpkin and Nathan Darby. So Georgie Boy and Dainty off the front line, Highway Hopscotch. Toby and Morning Moon. $30-metre horses, Pixie, Rocker Thoko, Boris, Cosmo, Porcelain Doll, Shadow, Casper. 40 behind Angus and 60 behind Pumpkin. These runners will be called up shortly by our start crew over there at the 400-metre mark for the running of the 2015 Franklin Park Kids Karts Trotting Cup. So they stand up now. Georgie Boy, Nirvana McLaughlin to the front line with Dainty and Amber Michelle. Highway Hopscotch turns in. 30-metre mark horses stand up beautifully. Angus comes up with Pumpkin. They're off, and the Franklin Park Kids Karts Trotting Cup for 2015 are underway. Dainty Amber Michelle on the outside of Georgie Boy and Nirvana McLaughlin. Safe beginnings made by that pair. Then Highway Hopscotch and Taitlin Hanara. There followed Morning Moon and Shannon McEwen. Back on the inside then was Boris and Holly Noakes coming through, with Pixie and Tennille Belfer against the inside. Out wide are Toby and Josiah Dixon. They're followed then by Rocker Thoko, Coco and Linda Pringle in that group too. Porcelain Doll, Brittany Edwards looking to run on. Further back in the field then to Cosmo and Caitlin Schneider. They're followed then by Casper and Kate Coppins, Angus, Nate Delaney. They're back in the field with Shadow getting to the outside, Jordan Treweek and Pumpkin and Nathan Darby looking to come right down the outside. 175 to go, and Toby Josiah Dixon works on to the lead strongly here. From Morning Moon and Shannon McEwen, and back on the inside of those is Dainty and Amber Michelle. Getting up over on the inside there now was Pixie and Tennille Belfer, and getting home strongly. Right down the outside here is the back marker, Pumpkin and Nate Delaney. 50 metres left to go. In front is Toby, but here comes Pumpkin. Pumpkin all over the top of them in the Franklin Park Kids Cards Trotting Cup for 2015, and Pumpkin Nathan Darby in. Second over Toby Josiah Dixon. They were followed by Morning Moon and Shannon McEwen. Rockethoko the next, followed in by Shadow. They were followed by Pixie further back in the field to Porcelain Doll. They were followed by Cosmo back in the field to Highway Hopscotch and Taitlin Hanara. They were followed in then by Angus. That was back in the field. Casper just in front of that pair. Back in the field then was Dainty. They were followed by Boris. And back with those was Georgie Boy. 2015 Franklin Park Training Centre, Franklin Park Kids Cards Trotting Cup. And from the 60 metre back mark, Pumpkin has come to the outside and stormed home for Nathan Darby to secure the prize. Second over will be for Toby and Josiah Dixon. And in for third, 5 Morning Moon and Shannon McEwen. A good round of applause as Pumpkin comes back at the head of the field. Nathan Darby doing the job for the 2015 Franklin Park Training Centre, Franklin Park Kids Cards Trotting Cup. Came with a good burst too, didn't he? Pumpkin down the outside to get over the top of a game Toby. Josiah Dixon tried hard. Morning Moon, Shannon McEwen kicking on strongly there for third. We will have the official presentation around 8:45 tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We will do that presentation in the presentation area and taking in the cup winners, second and third with the Franklin Park Kids Cards Trotting Cup for 2015.
Here it is. Win some Jenny $2.80 and $1.60s trimmed up too. $4.50 and $1.70 current price there on the tote. Arcane Sabre at 21s is your current tote favourite. Expect it to drift. He's Kissing Gwyneth, $6.50. Lisa Ahern has already picked up, I think, 4 on the card already. Pretty sure that was her 4th win in the previous. And she's got 4 chances here, I think, to make it win number 5. And Fabio out wide there for Nathan Newdy, $7.50 with the bookies. Will be a good race, and we get back to Rozzo for that prior to the 9th, first leg of the quad. Quaddie kicks off now at Addington, race number 6. Meeting code is 8. Christopher Banner just keeps coming in. I just think it's a good thing in this race. I really do. 3 starts, a winner third, and the second last time out at the Met over 2,300 metres was good. Had a rough draw, got back, finished on hard down the outside, 2 lengths behind the winner. This pace over 2,600 metres, no trouble there. $1.90 and $1.70. Kimberley, but for Lawrence Hanrahan, who trains at Ashburton. Yeah, I just think on the basis of the 3 runs we've seen, it's very, very good chance. On top for me. The next 3 I chose, though, I thought you could have them in any old order. One, Bandana, was a big run off an ugly draw last start when finishing 4th. Prior to that was second too. It's been going pretty solid. Stephen Golding, there it is too. Stephen Golding does the driving for Greg and Nina Hope. Jacko, I thought, was pretty good last start. Sat parked and led, and then just fought all the way to the line, Jacko. And Ika Lee does the driving in this junior drivers race. Now, Gracious Star was pretty good prior to the last start. Head-to-head here is $1.75 to beat Bandana. Now, last start, you can probably just forgive it. Got back and stayed back. But prior to that, at 2 seconds and a third, it's been in pretty good form. This quaddie pool has all of a sudden just jumped up to around $9,000. It'll blow through 10K. If you're looking for a roughie for a bit of a place bet, I thought the 7 wasn't the worst for a place bet, and that was Little Tess. Has placed on 2 occasions in its last 5 starts. You'd want odds, and you're getting them there at $5.50. 5 on top for me. 1, 2 and 3. I've gone for the ones up the top here, Mark, but Christopher Banner looked a little bit of a special in this one.
Geez, a nice-looking horse, Ryan Christopher Banner. He's got a look about him when he comes onto the track. He's a really big son of Els, so he's $1.80 into $1.70 if you want to lock it in now. And Kimberley Butt is continuing this good association that she's struck up with Lawrence Hanrahan throughout the season. There he is on screen. He's got the blaze happening. What's he out of? The Cola Poplar and a 4-year-old. And no wonder they were patient and waited for him. Just a $1,500 pickup as a younger horse, so I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying they've been patient. The owners, Messrs O'Neill, Hollings, Ingold, Grieve, and also Ingold at the end, but their patience is paying off now with the horse having had 3 starts for a 7-length debut win, and then a third to Maximum Power and a second to Highland Rain. He does look hard to beat here, but it is a junior drivers race over the 2,600 to start the quaddie. Bandana's drawn well out of amateur racing, but comes into barrier 1 off the mobile. Sandvik Star's never far away, and Jacko went down behind Regal Ideal, but not beaten too far. I'm surprised to see Jacko the price it is, actually. $8.80 and $2.20 from the good draw, but it is a pretty even field. It's not a bad field. Christopher Banner is the favourite at $2 and $1 for the Graphite Developments mobile pace. Company owned by Philip and Glennis Kennard, already in the winner's circle tonight with their horse Light Fingered. Super performance to resume earlier. Now Woodley Wager just inclined to back away a little bit. This one not having raced since the 17th of April. Was first up in a year, is that right? No, it's just under a year since it's raced. Woodley Wager, and third behind Marks a Flying. Oh, it's got to be good form. At Rangiora 2 starts ago. You'd imagine he'll probably need this one fresh. He's been to the trials and run 5th behind Beyond Belief. Yeah, just under 12 months since we last saw Woodley Wager on the track. Coming up now, Duntorkin gets ready. Jeremy Anderson aboard for Mocha Carrara trainer Michael Howard. Mark's Terminator moves up, one of 2 in the race for Phil Burrows. Matt Anderson has the red and black colours on of the Doll family. Michelle Nielsen in the blue, black and white.
100.
Familiar. The Burrows colours, field registered colours to be more exact. Gates into the straight. First leg of the quaddie. 12k in the quaddie pool. Christopher Banner 170, 130 to fave. United Video Mobile picks up speed, speeds away, they're racing, and Jacko first off the arm is going to cross Bandana easily. Mark's Terminator's flying over from wider out, and Mark's Terminator's going to lob the lead with 2 to run. Running third, Little Tess, and parked up. Bandana is 3 back the inside from Gracious Star. A length and a half away is Northview Gambler down next to the pegs, and then came Christopher Benner as Northview Gambler's gone for a gallop on the turn out of the straight. Sandvik Star and Duntalk can get by it, and Woodley Wages pacing really roughly too. It's back with Northview Gambler. That pair are about 7 or 8 lengths adrift from the pack. Mark's Terminator and Matt Anderson leads by a length. Second Little Tess, and running third the leader's back is Jacko. Gracious Star 1-1 and the brakes are on. Bandana 3 back the inside, and a length to Christopher Benner from Sandvik Star Duntalkin. Only 2 lengths to Northview Gambler, and 2.5 lengths away last of all is Woodley Wager. It's a good lead this one for Mark's Terminator, as the speed is not fast. Little Tess is ahead away second, and Jacko running third. Gracious Star is 1-1, and the third pair back Christopher Benner on the outside of Bandana. A length and a half Sandvik Star from Northview Gambler. A length to Duntalkin, and 2 or 3 lengths away last is Woodley Wager. It's Mark's Terminator inside of the mile, leading by a head. Second Little Tess and third Jacko. Gracious Star is fourth, and the third pair back Christopher Benner around Bandana. 4 deep on the pegs as Northview Gambler from Sandvik Star, Duntalkin, and Woodley Wager is last of all. The lead time 1:17.7. For a comparison, the trotters off the stand went 1:18.8 in the previous. That's how slow they're going. And Mark's Terminator leads. Christopher Benner with his tempo let fly by Kimberley Butt to get up outside them. The favourite's going to work forward now with a round to go. So Christopher Benner gets to the breeze, looks to go on with the job, and Mark's Terminator gives the lead up to the fave. Little Tess is left parked again third. 3 back along the inside Jacko from Gracious Star, and 4 deep on the pegs is Bandana. A next Sandvik Star from Northview Gambler next to the markers, then Duntalkin, and 2 lengths to Woodley Wager. 31.9 the first quarter. 850 metres left to go, and it's Christopher Benner after that mid-race move, carting them to the back. And leading half a length over Little Tess, and Mark's Terminator's had a really good run. Gracious Star, the stablemates to its outside. Then Sandvik Star, Jacko, Bandana, Duntalkin. Woodley Wager and Northview Gambler's gone for a further gallop and has tailed off. They've got 600 to go. Second quarter 30.8, 62.7 for the half. Little Tess has really been putting it to Christopher Benner for the last furlong. Gracious Star camped off the speed around Mark's Terminator, who waits for the stun and Cullen at Pineleaf Farm passing lane. Sandvik Star eases out 3 wide at the quarter peg from Jacko and Bandana. Christopher Benner leads. Little Tess under pressure now. Mark's Terminator looking to squeeze through. Gracious Star's out and running. And then Sandvik Star. Third quarter's only 30 seconds. Christopher Benner leads. Out wide Gracious Star from Mark's Terminator. Jacko deep on the passing lane. Christopher Benner's just in front. Gracious Star, Sandvik Star late. Gracious Star's gone to the lead from Christopher Benner. And Gracious Star wanted a neck on Christopher Benner. Sandvik Star third. Mark's Terminator ran fourth. Then Bandana and Jacko, Duntalkin and Little Tess, and Woodley Wager is second last, with Northview Gambler being the last one in. 3 Gracious Star. Michelle Nielsen out wide at 7.20 and 1.90 will beat Christopher Benner number 5 at $1, and Sandvik Star number 6 at $2.50. Winners a Real Desire, Nurse Me Pocket 4-year-old, always raced just off the speed. Christopher Benner kept kicking. Little Tess had a really good look at the favourite down the back. Last quarter's been 27.9, 2 minutes 0.6 for the last mile. And Gracious Star wins it by a neck, number 3. Raced by R.C. Churches and Mrs. D.C. McQuaid, Michelle Nielsen and Phil Burrows from Fernside. Second, Christopher Benner, number 5, by All Seward of Nicola Poplar. A 4-year-old Bay Gelding, Kimberley Butt and Lawrence Henrahan from Ashburton. And Sandvik Star by Badlands Hanover out of Star Rhapsody. A 4-year-old Bay Gelding, Robbie Close and Reg Todd from Woodend Beach. A little Test just softened him up down the back, which might have been enough. Gracious Star always just raced off the speed throughout and has descended upon them after running 8th behind Lavura. Well, that form's looked to be okay. Was a bit disappointing, Gracious Star. They did back it last time. Hopefully, for their sake, they've backed it again tonight. Race 7, the Garrard Sire Stakes, number 32, heat 2 for the 2-year-old Colts and Geldings. And Chicago Bull, number 8, comes out of race number 7. The Quinella, it's up $5.30, 356 trifecta, 111.10. The 10.43 treble, 151.50.
Third, 6 Sandvik Star. Fourth has gone to 8 Mark's Terminator, from 2 Jacko and 1 Bandana. 3, 5, 6, 8, 2, 1. The margins are short neck, 3/4 of a length, 1.5 lengths, half a neck. The winner's time was 3:19.3, a mile rate of 2:03.3. The last 857.5, the 427.7.
3, 5, 6 and 8, and Gracious Star gets the prize in the third leg of the Pick 6 and the opening leg of the Quaddie. Dividends to follow. Back to Whale, 4 minutes out from race number 4, and gee, 50k on the winner of the last, Craig. You'd be pretty brave to go again here.
Yeah, I suggest they may come for another one later on in the form of Art Form. They have earlier on in the day. It's into $1.60, but Lusty Mac found the front, Brian, and never looked back. Very impressive winner here tonight, and they got that 50k at $1.40, so $20,000 profit, taking just over 2 minutes to get it. Not a bad way to make a crust at Alexandra Park tonight. Gracious Star beats Christopher Banner and Sandvik Star, 3, 5, 6 and 8. Race number 6 at Addington. Let's get to Stephen Reid. He's got a big hand to play tonight with 3 runners. The first of them going round is Sirius Star. Stephen, Sirius Star, he's had 2 runs back this time in. You've given him a freshener. Hasn't raced for a month. Barrier 1. How is he going into tonight?
Well, I've got to say, Craig, that we've been extremely disappointed with this horse. In saying that, though, tonight you'll see that he's a maiden lining up out of his class. Hence that we're reasonably confident with the way he's been working the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, the one draw aid him, I don't know. If you go back and look at his runs previous, he's not showing a lot of gate speed, but we have got the galloping hood on tonight. So, look, there's a lot of questions floating around this horse, and we're as inquisitive about the questions as the punters are. So let's just see what happens.
Stephen with his thoughts on Sirius Star. He's racing out of his grey tonight. He is a maiden taking on the C1 horses, but he did show ability early on in his career, and if he can replicate that form into tonight, he's got the right barrier draw. Just quickly, Ideal Angler will race without removable deafness. Through from the stewards, removable deafness on runner number 3, Ideal Angler. Josh Dickey drives Albuquerque, runner number 11. This is what he had to say. Josh, thanks for your time tonight. First drive, Albuquerque in the 4th. Form this time in the north has actually been okay. A little bit misleading, finishing midfield, but on both times wasn't too far away.
Yeah, just going through its replays. Its first start up here was just slightly unlucky, and last week it did a little bit of work to get round outside the leader, and it still run 2:43 itself, so it was a pretty tidy run. But Prince of Pops looks the one to beat in there, but probably drawn handy enough just to get a nice enough run and have the last crack at them.
Josh Dickey with his thoughts about Albuquerque, trained by Graham Pearson. Been in the north for a couple of starts and gone 2 very good races, so one to consider. How do we summarise this race? Well, how do we analyse this race? For me, I think the best horse in the race is runner number 12, Prince of Pops. He's 1-4. He's still in C1. His run last start, even though he ran 4th, ran his last mile on 1:56 and went 3:21 overall for 2,700 metres. I think he's slightly dropping back in grade tonight. I know he's drawn the second row, but geez, a horse that's raced predominantly in the best 3-year-old races. So 12 Prince of Pops for me, I reckon he's a very good bet. Can overcome the second row. Dangers 4, Rubber the Green. A little bit disappointing at Cambridge last start, but did have an excuse. Prior to that was a very good second here at Alexandra Park. Tony Hurley he takes to drive. You've got to have one Sirius Star in from the inside. It's got the right draw. And 11 Albuquerque, best roughie in the race, runner number 11. 12, 4, 1 and 11. Aaron's with 12, 4, 10 and 11. He's found a spot for the very consistent Elise Avita. Aaron, as I come to you 30 seconds out from race number 4 tonight, big investment on Lusty Mac in the last, 50k, a winning investment.
Yeah, you did right there, and well-placed money as well with Lusty Mac. I'm 12 Prince of Pops here outside of the second row. Scotty Phelan to do the driving. Comes out of some good races, including, of course, a Derby Heat 3 starts ago. He's on top, as you mentioned. He's won 4 of 19. We'll put in the 4, Rubber the Green. Tony Hurley, shown plenty of ability, was runner-up and has only run on this track, and that was in behind She Don't Love Me. And it was the back on the 3rd of March, son of Mark 3. We'll put in the 10, Elise Avita. She's been racing well. And 11 Albuquerque, beaten by a wide draw last time, was good in her first look at Alexandra Park when 3rd. Joshua Dickey, I think from the second row, she's going to get a nice enough trip into the race at some stage. The Better's Delight mare. 12, 4, 10 and 11.
Thanks, Aaron. Through from Sal at the racing desk. $5,000 on runner number 12, Prince of Pops. $5,000 on runner number 12, Prince of Pops. Best back runner, and will start favourite in race number 4 tonight. It is the Johnny Moff at Warp's Farewell Mobile Pace favourite. Will start outside of the second row. Blue and black and white checkers with the black sleeves. Scott Phelan will take the drive for the Telford Garlic team into 2:20 on start time for race number 4. Let's head upstairs. Good luck with the investments and join Aaron White.
Up in behind the yellow bar arm here for the Johnny Moffat Wharf's farewell pace, an acknowledgement tonight of the 57 years John Moffat was employed at Wharf Brothers, an honorary member of the Trotting Club, and he had a long association with Standard Bridge, being an owner and a winner of races here at Alexandra Park too. Happy retirement, John. Johnny Moffat Wharf's farewell mobile, green light there, and they're often pacing and coming out strongly off the arm. To get forward is Flanwire Tice, kicking up Sirius Star off the inside, then Rubber the Green and Ideal Angler as they work the stables corner. Back on the inside then was Classy Ambition. Stan Schure's been taken back. Albuquerque gets a lovely run through from the second line, then Pure Christian, Elisa Vita. Prince of Pops has two behind it in the early stages of the run, one of those with a vengeance, and the other is Sage Creek pacing up into the back. Rubber the Green around to lead. Sirius Star, though, the maiden wants a shot for the lead on the outside for Fergie. And trailing on the inside is Flanwire Tice. 3 lengths away in the field to Ideal Angler on the outside of Classy Ambition. Albuquerque now with 1-1 cover as Sirius Star does find the top and a lead time of 42.4. On the inside of Albuquerque was Pure Christian. Back in the field, Stan Sure. Elisa Vita on the inside, a length away, Prince of Pops and Scotty Phelan with the favourite back third last. Then came With a Vengeance and Sage Creek back last as they sweep across the showgrounds turn, 1300 to go. And Sirius Star, the son of Art Major, leads a length and a half, Rubber the Green. Ideal Angler on the outside of Flanwire Tice, 1-1 Albuquerque. Back over on the inside then to Classy Ambition, tracked through by Pure Christian, then Stan Sure. Here's Prince of Pops. He starts his move into the race now. Opening quarter, 33.3. Sage Creek back in the field with Elisa Vita. And With a Vengeance at the judge. Sirius Star to take them into their final circuit. Prince of Pops right there on the outside, a length away. And Rubber the Greens enjoyed a perfect run trailing. Ideal Angler now with 1-1 cover the final circuit. Flanwire Tice on the inside, a length off to Albuquerque. Then Classy Ambition. Stan Sure around Pure Christian. Sage Creek with Elisa Vita, and With a Vengeance the last trio, 31-4 the second quarter. Sirius Star through the back, leads by a half over Prince of Pops and Rubber the Green, and in the 1-1 Ideal Angler. Back over on the inside then to Flanwire Tice. Albuquerque only 5 off the lead as they pace to the end of the back straight. Then Classy Ambition back in the field then to Stan Sure, Pure Christian well back, Sage Creek, Elisa Vita, and With a Vengeance 400 to go, and Prince of Pops sent to the top now, 27.6 the quarter down the back. A length and a half Sirius Star, Rubber the Green gets around it now. There followed Flanwire Tice, Ideal Angler, Albuquerque. Prince of Pops goes for home by 2. Rubber the Green's out and after him. Sirius Star, Flanwire Tice, Ideal Angler, and further back in the field Albuquerque, but Prince of the Pops, and he's back to the top of the charts tonight. Prince of Pops in second over was Rubber the Green, Albuquerque third, then Flanwire Tice, Sage Creek, Elisa Vita both working home well with Pure Christian. Sirius Star knocking up, then Ideal Angler, Stan Sure back in the field, With a Vengeance back with those, and Classy Ambition 243.9, 29.1, a 56.7 last half posted by Prince of Pops. He gets his 5th victory tonight at start number 20. The son of changeover, Scotty Phelan, with a nice drive, settled him out the back, got into the race on a 33.3 opening quarter, sat parked and then really put the pressure into them from the 600, and he gets home nicely over Rubber the Green. Albuquerque's got a good run in for a third, and who was fourth there, just can't pick it up there, but anyway, no doubts about the top 3, and a good win with Prince of Pops, the son of changeover. Flanwire Tice, it was number 6 there for a 4th.
Official placings, race 4, the Johnny Moffat Wharf's Farewell Mobile Pace. 12, 4, 11, 6, 5, 10. 12 4 11 6 5 10. Horse 12, Prince of Pops, paced the 2200 metres in 2:43.98. Mile rate of 1:59.9. Last 856.7. The 429.1. The margin 2 lengths, 1.5 lengths, 1 1/4 lengths. 12 4 11 6 5 10. Race 4, the Johnny Moffat Wolf's Farewell Mobile Pace.
12 Prince of Pops back at the head of the field. Raced by Scott Plant along with W.D. Lightbourne and Brenda Gain. Steve Telfer. Chris Garlick trained at Papakura. Scott Phelan doing the driving back at the head of the field. Changeover Slangivar, 3-year-old Brown Gelding, his 5th victory at start 20, bred by Plant Racing Limited and W.D. Lightbourne, and gets the job done nicely here in the Johnny Moffat Wolf's Farewell Mobile Pace. 4 Rubber the Green, Mark 3, 3-year-old Bay Gelding out of Hi-Ho Silver Lining, raced by AJ and Mrs. P.R.A. Parker. Tony Hurley trained at Papakura, Tony doing the driving. And for third, 11 Albuquerque, Better's Delight, Princess Alberta Bay, 4-year-old mare, raced by GJ and D.S. Pearson. Graham Pearson trained at Waipara, and Joshua Dickey. 12 Prince of Pops, $2.10 and $1.30, $2.10, $1.30. 4 Rubber the Green at $1.50, $1.50. 11 Albuquerque at $1.70, $1.70. Quinella $2.80, $2.80. The trifecta $30.40, $30.40. First 4 $224.60, $224.60. 7 and 12 in the double at $4.30, $4.30. 7 and 4 concession, $1.30, $1.30. 12, 7 and 12 in the treble, $26.80, $26.80. And the early quaddie, 10, 12, 7 and 12, $55.30, $55.30.
And be interesting to see what Fabio does here. It's his first race day start here. He'll know the track well. He's trained locally by Nathan Udy. Just so happens that he's been elsewhere for feature races. Last start, 4th behind the New Zealand Derby winner in a heat of the New Zealand Derby. Just train the binoculars on down there and just see what's going on. And whether we're going to get the all clear for this race. We're a minute over start time. So still your opportunity to invest into this first leg of the quaddie too, of course. The Dog Zone 6:30. TAB Trackside 1 on Monday night. I'll be alongside Elizabeth Whelan with Peter Early away on holiday at the moment, and among other things we'll be chatting with Gary Cleave about No Danger, who finished 5th in a $20,000 final last night at Sandown. Now they're having another look at the inside of this track, Ryan, so just not sure whether this delay is going to be considerable or not, but if you need to be elsewhere I can throw you back, but I'm happy to go through more of the field too for that matter, because it's certainly the best race of the night by a margin. In fact, Ryan, you're with me. The umbrellas are out there.
We just heard officially through from race day that obviously the track is being inspected. Looks like the way they're walking back there, they might have made a decision. So keep your ear to the ground. I'm watching the rain radar. I think the worst of it is past for now. There's a little bit of a gap, but more rain on its way, Rosso. But let's hope we can get the 4 legs of the quaddie through the last 4 races. Are heading back towards the start. Hopefully that means good things. It's just the thing about the greyhound. It's not the kind of thing you can just move the running rail out, unfortunately, like you can at the gallops. We are 7 minutes away from Addington. But Rosso, in regards to this quaddie, obviously it's a really nice race, the first leg. Second leg looks a little bit tougher. Blue and Curly's pretty short with Call Me Ralph in the third leg, and then the last leg again, it's got some nice form. It looks a tough-ish quaddie. Is there anything you think we definitely need later on?
Yeah, Ryan, in League 2, I'll be pretty happy with 3 Allegro Chaser and 2 Alpaca. Just about be happy that they get us through. Dog like Weepu might come into it in a race with conditions like this now, potentially. Now, Nathan Udy's walked out the front here with Fabio. I think he just wants to take his dog for a bit of a stroll around. There appears to be consultation going on, and how long this is going to take, I'm not quite sure, and we're getting closer to Addington. So yes, Leg 2, I'd be happy with the 3 and the 2. My next one in would be Corborn Midget, but maybe Weepu could come into it. He's a swooping sort of dog. Blue and Curly off the inside. Look, if he doesn't win this, he's been so disappointing, Blue and Curly, just not his normal self. He has downgraded. He's got box 1. Call Me Ralph downgrades with a suitable draw. I do like Opawa's sister, but not the draw. So 1 and 6 for race 11, leg 3. And in the last, Mighty Magic downgrades, gets box 1. If that's going to be a help now, who knows? Winfield Autumn, I think, drawn in box number 3. Could be quite hard to beat as well. And I put in Ready Rascal off the 4. Now, Gavin White Rod is on the walkie to the judge Jack Cooper. And it sounds like they are going to try and shift some of this water. That's what I think I heard. And they certainly don't look like they're going to race anytime soon. So I am suspecting, Ryan, that just trying to hear again, but they did talk about trying to shift some of that water, and I don't know how feasible all of this is. The rain continues, but it is certainly a lot lighter than it was. So the possibility we may go back a race is what I'm hearing now too. So I would say, Ryan, we're going to go back a race here. So possibly worth moving on to Addington. Keep your left eye open on our screen. But they're going to try and clear some of this water, and I'd say that the likelihood then is that we will go back a race, Ryan. So yeah, all the build up for race number 9, which will happen hopefully sometime soon. If we do go back a race, that start time will be 8:41, but that's not official.
Thanks, Rosso. The likelihood is you can see those puddles at the end of the home straight there, and yeah, they're certainly going to have to do something about those. It's just not fair if you turn in front on the inside on the bunny, and then you've got to swim the last 50 metres. So, yep, can certainly see their point there, and need to get that cleared up just so it is a fair race inside. Would not be the place to be if they'd run that. So we'll stand by for more news coming in from the Grace. Let's have a look at this next one at the Met. Wahoo Premier. Now, this is the Gerard Sires Stakes Series number 32, Heat 2 mobile pace 1,950 metres. Wahoo Premier's got the race day form. That's good enough for me. Natalie Rasmussen, $1.50 and $1.08. Whether it should be as short as that is, well, that's for you to decide, but a third, a second, a third and a second. It's been pretty good to date, and the support you're seeing certainly indicates the confidence in the punters is high. Other chances in this, the 5 Wanna Bet had a super impressive trial at Rangiora, Wanna Bet number 5, and Whale did mention it in his preview for the pick 6 when he had a quick yarn about it. Bet Orange for Ken Barron. Ice Crush has been impressive at the trials and workouts too. It's won a couple of trials. Its first start today, Ice Crusher. And First Class Arden number 6, 13s in 450. It had a recent win at a workout at the Mott, drawn a little bit wide in this one. I put 3 on top and went 4 5, 4 and 6, but I'd be happy to just box them all up, given that Motu Premier is yet to win from 4 starts, but got to be on top, given the fact that it has got 4 pretty good performances on race day. Hearing through officially now, Whanganui is back a race. Do we have and 9:57 will be the time of the last. So 9:57, the last will go at Whanganui. So just before the last at Alexandra Parks. Nice little gap there, and that will fit in perfectly here on TAB Trackside 1. 544.22 live units here, Mark. There were plenty live after the second leg, including me, but like many others, I was gone after Gracious Star got home there. 2 minutes out from race 7.
It was backed previous start, Gracious Star, Ryan, and was disappointing, and you like yourself deserted the horse tonight. The run it had, and Christopher Banner just getting softened up down the back by a little Tess might have been the undoing of the favourite, and Gracious Star taking full advantage of that nice run that it had and unleashing over the top of them to score. Motu Premier's got race fitness on its side and a bit of race ring craft. A few of these others have looked good away from race day. Ice Crusher won a bet in First Class Arden. Scotland Jack ran third at the Ashburton trials behind Snakes and Ladders in 158.2 down there. Also has trial form behind Ice Crusher, who I know Mark Jones has a reasonably good opinion of too. Ice Crusher quite likes the horse. At $6.80 and $2 will go out one of the top 3 here for the 7th. But Motu Premier second behind Waikiki Beach and a third to Chase the Dream. 2 runs ago, Waikiki Beach has ventured across to Australia and picked itself up a heat of the APG in the last week over there. So he's currently campaigning. On the other side of the Tasman is the stablemate, Motu Premier, raced by the Butterworth Racing Syndicate. 4 starts for 4 placings. He chased the Dream form 2, beaten about a length and a half, and there's a nice rug on show thanks to Garrard's for heat number 2 of the 2-year-old Colts and Geldings Sires Stakes. A lot of money back into harness racing to Garrard's. They're located on track here at the Addington Raceway. Nicky and Janine running things down there. And they're open right now if you need anything for your horse or dog. Whistle's gone, race 7. Well, it's about to go, actually. $1.60, Motu Premier the favourite. Won a bet $4.10. The first starters here, Scotland Jack is a Courage Under Fire 2-year-old. Ice Crushers by Christian Cullen. Won a bet's a Better's Delight, and First Class Ardens by Pan's Pacific Flight, who's doing a really good job with his 2-year-old crop. The 3-year-olds aren't going bad either. And this one, First Class Arden, is by Pan's Pacific Flight. He continues to produce winners, a lot of them down south, where he stands. Now starting to creep up north a little bit too from the Southland region. Coming up now, Motu Premier, $1.45, option 807, 160 the tote. Play 7 of 9. Our attention turns to the Sunday meetings at Banks Peninsula and a feature date in Invercargill. Fields are out for the Manawatu 2 on Tuesday also. A lot of harness racing coming up in the next 4 or 5 days. Still 3 to come tonight too. Scotland Jack, Colin De Philippi for Dean Taylor drawn the inside. Race number 7. Out to rumble. Gate picks up speed. Green light. And they're racing. Favourite first away, Motu Premier, but Classy Brigade's going to match it on its inside. Back to third, Scotland Jack, and then came Ice Crusher, won a bet, First Class Arden. And Sparkling Delight will drift back to the tail from the wide draw. Classy Brigade first down to the markers and gives a lead straight up to Motu Premier. Back to third goes Scotland Jack, and 2 away in fourth is Ice Crusher. Another 2 lengths to won a bet, then First Class Arden and Sparkling Delight as last. It's a race favourite, Motu Premier, with Natalie Rasmussen leading by a length and a half over the trailing Classy Brigade. Running third, Scotland Jack, and fourth is Ice Crusher. A length and a half in front of Won a Bet from First Class Arden and Sparkling Delight. Lead time 24.8. And the son of Better's Delight in Motu Premier leads a length and a half over the trailing Classy Brigade. Scotland Jack 3 back the inside, and Won a Bet leads up the outside row now and races Park, but there's cover coming because Sparkling Delight, who was the third one in the running line, hooked out and around, and gets up outside of the leaders. Last two now, Ice Crusher inside of First Class Arden. They have around 1,050 to go. And Motu Premier goes the opening quarter in 32.4. It's been a good lead here for the favourite. Second, Sparkling Delight parked up, and Classy Brigade follows the speed third. Wanna Bet fourth, and three back the inside, Scotland Jack, and then came First Class Arden. Ice Crusher's a length and a half away last, now away from the pegs to follow First Class Arden in the running line. Half a mile to go, and Motu Premier leads a length over Sparkling Delight. Leader still pinching sectionals here. Classy Brigade's running third, Wanna Bet fourth, and Scotland Jack fifth on the inner. A length to First Class Arden and a length and a half Ice Crusher. 32 for the second quarter, 64.8 for the half. The third's looking pretty tickety-boo for the leader as well. And off the back comes Motu Premier, leading half a length over Sparkling Delight. Classy Brigade third, bit of speed goes on now. Wanna Bet's a neck away fourth from Scotland Jack, First Class Arden and Ice Crusher. Motu Premier under a tight raid, went the third in only 30.4, and wheels in a length and a half, Sparkling Delight. Classy Brigade getting back to the Stun and Cullen at Pine Leaf Farm passing lane, and then came Wanna Bet and Scotland Jack. It's Motu Premier in front, margin a length on Classy Brigade, who's a clear second. Wanna Bet's getting itself into third spot. Favourite had to win, it did, and it did it easily. Motu Premier too good for Classy Brigade. Wanna Bet in First Class Arden, then Sparkling Delight. Next in Scotland Jack and Ice Crusher. Nice run. Give a favourite like that quarters win every day of the week. 3 Motu Premier, 160, 140, and jogged it. 2 Classy Brigade, 180. Follow the favourite. You don't win, you should at least run second. Home in 26.7 tells the story of the race, and 2:1.9 for the last mile. Wanna Bet number 5 will run third, Insufficient Starters for a place dividend, and First Class Arden will round out the top 4. Winner is by Better's Delight out of Motu Pocket of Jewels, the 2-year-old bay colt. Natalie Rasmussen, the driver and co-trainer with Mark Purden from Rolliston, giving the All-Stars a double tonight. And the Butterworth Racing Syndicate with the winner. Classy Brigade, Ricky May and Nigel McGrath are Better's Delight. And Wanna Bet giving Betters yet another siring trifecta in the juvenile races. Blair Orange and Ken Barron with the third horse. It was just way too easy, Ryan, for the favourite there. Motu Premier in race number 7.
Was always going to get a win and got it easy tonight. Motu Premier, Natalie Rasmussen, just way too good, wasn't it? 3, 2, 5 and 6. Off to race number 5 at the Franklin Harness. We've had 4 favourites already tonight. Bookies, they'll be licking their wounds in Petone at the moment, and Art Form is the favourite in this one. And to make it worse for those bookies, Whale made it his bet of the week on the box seat, and he caught up with Stephen Reid in regards to the 2-year-old colt by Art Major, Art Form.
Stephen, you've got an exciting 2-year-old going around tonight in Art Form. He's looked exceptional at the trials. How is he going into tonight?
Look, Craig, everything's gone good with him. We're extremely happy with where he's at. You know, it's always hard to come on TV and label horses having their first start, especially 2-year-olds. First time under the lights tonight. Look, if they ran the race in lanes, I'd say he'll win, but racing's not like that. Would I take the $1.60? Probably.
Mate, he's owned by your family. Your dad and his partner own him. Is he a horse that you think, is a natural 2-year-old, or is he still a work in progress?
Yeah, he's definitely not a natural 2-year-old. I had him up ready to race last time in before the young guns, and he curbed a hock, which is a classic sign of a horse he needs a little bit of time. But look, I heard a saying once that if they disappoint you once, they'll disappoint you again. He hasn't disappointed me yet.
He is $1.60, mate. He opened at $2.40 this morning. He is the best back runner through the TAB today. For the punters out there tonight, where do you rate him as a horse that you've had, this time up? Is he a horse that you think is going to make it right through the top grade?
Well, I do, Craig, think that. I mean, look, I've had Bailey's Dream as a young horse, and I've had Monkey King as a young horse, and Gold Ace as a young horse. He's every bit what they are at the same stage, but the only thing I'd say with horses like Gold Ace, being by Better's Delight, he went on and got better. Will this horse do that? I'd like to think so, but I think tonight's going to show a little bit. But if everything goes well, then there's a chance he'll head down to Addington for the last size stakes heat, and then of course the real answers or questions will be answered.
Is there a rough chance that he won tonight, that he could make the jewels? I mean, the top 12, I think they're only about $6,000 for the 2-year-olds at this stage for the 12th position.
Yeah, well, I know in the past that you haven't needed a lot of money to make the jewels. If he happens to do well in the sales series, I know that doesn't count. But at this stage, the plan is to go to Addington for the last Sires Stakes heat. If we can win that, then he's definitely going to get in the jewels, and that's the plan. He'll go out for a break after that. But I think you're going to see a far, far better horse come Sires Stakes time in November.
Stephen Reid with his frank thoughts on the 2-year-old on screen at the moment, Art Form. He's a lovely type, this. And when Stephen mentions him in the same breath as those horses that he's had through the stables that have really gone on with it, I know he holds this horse in very high regard. 2-year-old taking on the older horses under lights for the first time. It's not easy, but boy, we highlighted his trial last night on Under the Lights with Mark Cooks, and it was outstanding. Came from a mile back, 27.7 his last quarter, 56.5 the last half. Got a head-to-head on 5.25 here, Sky Art versus Harry Who, race number 5. Bookmakers, they've got him at $1.45. He opened at $2.40. They've got a couple of liabilities here, though. 2.5 Tigers. There's a multi running through him that finishes at around about 50,000 and about 25,000 for a place. I suggest that would be a bad result, and if the favourite wins at $1.60 after opening at $2.40, won't be a great result either. So a couple of liabilities for the bookmakers here in race number 5. For me, I thought Art Form, on what I've seen this time up, he's looked exceptional. On top to beat number 5 Sky Art. 3 seconds in its last 3 starts, overdue. Zach Butcher takes the drive. 2.5 Tigers. Pull-up blinds gone home. His trial here a fortnight ago was very good. Could see why one punter likes him. I think he's more of a place chance than a win chance, but at $24 and $4, the best roughie in the race, and 6 Harry Who. I marked them this morning, 10, 3, 5 and 6. Aaron's going 5, 10, 6 and 8. Found a place for Eyebrow. Aaron, as I come to you, favourites are having a very good night at Alexandra Park.
Yeah, they certainly are. I'm with Sky Art, though, here. Very good in his last 3 when runner-up. Zach Butcher, Barry Purdon combined here. He's, $6.40 into $1.20. The tote, $6.50, $1.40 at this stage. On the fixed odds, plenty of word around the debutant Art Form, around his trial form, the Art Major Colt. He did beat Harry Who in his last trial back on the 7th of March. Harry Who, of course, came out after that and ran second in a Sires Stakes heat at Cambridge. So he's well in the mix. David Butcher for the Reid McMullen team. Plenty of supporters on him on debut. Harry Who well in the mix. 2 good placings at Cambridge to open his career, including that second in the Sires Stakes heat in behind Lazarus. And 8 Eyebrow, I thought, ran home nicely in behind Shandale on debut. They broke that sub 2-minute mile rate for the 27 March affair there. Philip Butcher for Paulette's Green. Live or Die. Gelding 5, 10, 6 and 8.
Thanks, Aaron. And behind the mobile now for the Wharf Brothers. Mobile pace over the 2,200 metres. The favourite will start to the second row in the blue colours with the black stars. David Butcher will take the drive on Art Form for the 5th time tonight. Let's head upstairs and join Aaron White.
Thanks, Craig, with the runners brushing up in behind the yellow bar arm for this, the Wharf Brothers Limited Mobile. Warm up this winter with a Renai gas fire or Mitsubishi heat pump supplied and installed by Wharf Brothers Limited, 12 Nelson Street in Pukekohe. They've been great supporters of the Franklin Trotting Club for many, many years. So into the home straight they come. Art Form, an Art Major Colt, a 2-year-old on debut will run the very warm favourite to the second row. Green light up, they're off. Getting out strongly, Duke of Albany with stablemate Mighty Regal, but Sky Art will muster up good early gate speed and go and get the early lead. Then 2.5 Tigers. They're followed by Kingston. Back on the inside then was Eyecatcher Fire. Art Form will settle back in the field. Back second last is Harry Who, and Eyebrow to be the last as they around the stables corner, and in front is Sky Art, the Art Major 3-year-old. Zach Butcher for Barry Purdon. In the trail is Duke of Albany as they pace up into the back, and then Mighty Regal 3 back on the inside. 2.5 Tigers doing it tough out parked in the early stages. Eyecatcher Fire back on the inside. They're followed then by Kingston. On its back is the hot favourite Art Form on debut. 2 lengths to Harry Who, and Eyebrow back last. 44 and 2 was the lead time. So Sky Art getting a comfortable lead, and he shows that with the year's prick coming off the back and onto the showgrounds turn, 1.5 lengths. Duke of Albany second. Third on the inside Mighty Regal. 2.5 Tigers fourth, and Madison Park, 1400 left to go. I Catch a Fire back on the inside, 4 back against the marker line. Kingston 1-1. Art Form on the back of Kingston, then Harry Who. And back last is Eyebrow as they come into the home straight. Sky Art, here comes Harry Who from the back. He'll get around the favourite there. Art Form been patiently handled. Also coming forward is Eyebrow, the opening quarter in 33.6. So down to the judge bell and 1 to go. And Sky Art now with Harry Who to his outside and Eyebrow 3 wide on these. Duke of Albany trailing. 1-1, 2.5 Tigers. Mighty Regal on the inside to its outside Kingston. Art Form, the Art Major Colton favourite on debut. He's back second last and standing this leader in second favourite. 8 lengths at the 800. And I Catch a Fire to his inside. 29.5 was the second quarter. Sky Art into the back. Over Eyebrow up on the outside for Phil Butcher. Duke of Albany trailing. 1-1 now to Harry Who and Scott Phelan back on the inside. Then to Mighty Regal. There followed 2.5 Tigers. I Catch a Fire on the inside. Kingston and Sky Art. He's got to get around all runners and make up 9 lengths at the end of the back straight with Sky Art going along. Great guns. 1.5 lengths over Eyebrow and Duke of Albany. Harry Who. Kingston starts his claim out 3 wide. Mighty Regal on the inside. 2.5 Tigers. Sky Art Form starts his run from the back. 29.3 the quarter down the back. Homeward bound Sky Art by 2 Eyebrow. Duke of Albany. Harry Who. Kingston Art Form right to the outside and then 2.5 Tigers. Sky Art 100 to go. Art Form really lengthens hard out wide. Sky Art Form's closing in. Art Form gets up. Art Form, big win on debut. I think Kingston will just get second from Sky Art and 2.5 Tigers. They were followed by Mighty Regal. Duke of Albany back in the field, as too was Eyebrow, Harry Who. I Catch a Fire to be the last in 2:45.4. 28.6 was the final quarter. And the final half will be 57.9. And when you consider he was last and wide, he's had to come the widest. This 2-year-old with plenty of ability. He's thundered down the outside for David Butcher. Kingston, he'll get up for second, just in front of Sky Art, who had a soft lead, and 2.5 Tigers. He'll be the 4th one in the Wharf Brothers Limited Mobile Pace. A most impressive debut. Art Form, David Butcher for Stephen Reid and Simon McMullen, a son of Art Major.
Official placings, race 5, the Wharf Brothers Limited Mobile Pace. 10, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. 10, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. Horse 10, Art Form, paced the 2200 metres on debut in 2:45.43. It's a mile rate of 2-1. Last 858 and the 400 in 28.6. The margins 3/4 of a length ahead. 10, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. Race 5, the Wharf Brothers Limited Mobile Pace.
You don't see too many better debut victories than that under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park. Art Form will come back at the head of the field. Raced by RM and Mrs. D.E. Reid. Congratulations to you, Stephen Reid. Simon McMullen trained at Pukekohe. And a cool drive by DJB. David Butcher back at the head of the field after the Wharf Brothers Limited Mobile Pace. Scores well on debut. Art Major Brown, 2-year-old colt out of Highfields Diamond and was bred by Chris and Tina Barlow. 4 Kingston for second. Jeremy's Jet, 4-year-old bay gelding out of Sierra, raced by Mrs. A.G. Fawcett and A.R. Fawcett. Ellen Fawcett trained at Pukekohe. Wayne Fawcett doing the driving. And for third, 5 Sky Art Major Sky Beauty, 3-year-old bay gelding, raced by B.A. and Mrs. H.A. Hedger. G.C. Sweeney, Barry Purton trained at Clevedon, and Zach Butcher was the driver. 10 Art Form, $1.40 and $1.140 and $1.40 4 Kingston at $14.10, 14.10. 5 Sky Art at $1.70, 1.70. Quinella $46.80, 46.80. Trifecta $198.80, 198.80. And the first 4, $2,341.90, 2,341.90.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Tonight we had the running of the Franklin Parks Trotting Club's Kids Carts race. It's actually, I've just remembered, it's the Franklin Training Park Kids Carts race. We are waiting on Bob Lynch to come and present these prizes to these children, and I can see him coming. So look, I'm going to start with the 5th placing. And the 5th placing went to Tennille Balfour from Cambridge on Pixie. 4th place was Jordan Treeweek on Shadow, also from Cambridge. 3rd to Shannon McCowan on Morning Moon from Kumiu. And 2nd was Josiah Dixon from Kumiu. So if you children would like to come forward and get the ribbons. And then we have the best presented, which Tennille is already standing here, and she had the best presented pony in Pixie. And I'm going to get Mr. Bob Lynch from Franklin to tell us who our winner is.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At least the rain's staying away for us. Well, let's hope it doesn't until after race 8. Well, what a pleasure it is to see all these young people with the young horses. To me, the presentation of every one of them was immaculate. So a job well done, drivers and trainers. Just keep up the good work. Now, the winner of that race, which was the Franklin Park Cup, the winner was Pumpkin, driven by Nathan Darby from Franklin. So would you like to come forward, Nathan? To take it. Thank you.
And we'll just have a quick word from Nathan. So Nathan, have you won anything like this before?
No.
How long have you been at Kids Carts?
This is my 2nd year.
And is this one of your best thrills in racing so far?
Definitely.
Definitely. Well done. Congratulations.